Well, you can't trust County.
Well, should we do our holiday special reveal?
I think we should. God, I've missed it. Also, we better do it before my tooth falls out.
Not the tooth. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Ready? I'll do the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Stu, you were always meant to sport
Or the Wet Bandits, maybe. Or
the Wet Bandits. Was it the Wet Bandits or the Sticky Bandits? I couldn't remember.
I think it's the Wet Bandits.
Okay, good, because I was going to glue $1 to my finger, and I was last minute, I was like, let's not do that.
Oh my God. Wait,
Can't
the
type.
iron mark looks so good. Also,
Get out of here.
I'm just...
That was real, by the way. That was
That
real.
was a real
Creepers,
tooth.
so you know that was real.
I literally have had that piece of tinfoil in my mouth for 10 minutes. So I'm
Tinfoil. Oh no. Okay, I'm happy it's all out. You look great.
God. Well, so do you, baby. Is that Edward Cullen on your head?
No, this is a new wig, an original wig.
God,
yeah, but it could have been
yes.
by the same company because it looks very Edward Cullen. Do you like it? Me with curly hair?
I actually really do.
Somebody told me in college
really
they
do.
were like, if you had been born with curly hair, they're like, your life would have been better. I was like,
you're completely, I mean, obviously you're in a totally different costume right now, but you're completely transformed for me with curly hair.
really?
Yes.
It looks very different on me. Maybe I should get a perm.
Maybe. I mean, that's kind of the
We should
thing,
both
right?
get perms.
Please, God, no. Also, I feel like
What's going on? Explain to me what's. I just need to. I think I was in shock, but I need to also the nails, the acrylics.
the nails. Hold on, this full set with
We
chrome
match.
and holiday detail. Like how? Okay, I was giggling because I wanted to text you and be like, "Oh my God, how the F do you do a bald cap?" But I didn't have time to like. I opened the package and I was like, "Oh my God, like I'm supposed to have like spirit gum." Cut it, do the whole 9. So, baby, if you could see what's going on back here. So it's on.
Oh
It's
my
on,
God.
but I have it fully like a swim cap, like taut in the back with like wrapped like hair
it's
ties.
the chip clip.
It's the chip clip. It's so bad.
Wait, tilt down again.
There's a little bit of, oh God, not that. That's the swim cap vibe.
Baby, this is dramatic.
My
Whoa.
God.
Yeah, well, the second you said bald cap yesterday, you're like, I'm doing a bald cap. I was like, that's crazy. Bald caps takes longer than you think.
I thought that it was going to be like the quickest, just like you throw it on like a swim cap. When I opened the package, I was like, and
This is
just
the
as I
swim
thought.
cap. This is the swim cap, baby. This is
as
the
I
hard front
thought.
swim cap.
Oh my God, the iron print looks so good. I swear to God, you're like
Thanks.
shading and everything. I mean, that's talent, baby. It's
It's just the eyeshadow. Mel was FaceTiming me this morning and I was like, hold on, I gotta do something. I'm in the mirror aggressively listening to her rant and I'm like, yeah, just doing some iron marks. That's fine.
You would have
We
died.
look great. We look great.
We have the fingerless gloves and that's all that matters.
It's true. I might
That's
keep
all that
these. I kind of like them.
I might keep these.
Do you ever buy any of the costume pieces and you're like, I kind of want to wear this or like I want this for myself later on? Because that
Yes.
happens to me.
Yes.
Especially
yeah.
jackets. Like sometimes I luck out on like the Hellboy jacket.
Uh-huh.
That was a costume jacket, but I was like, this is such a good jacket. I'm gonna keep this.
Was it leather? I can't
Yes.
remember. Okay. Yeah. Frick yeah. Keep it.
It was
I
like,
almost just
a
said,
weird like marble distressed leather. I really liked it. I haven't found a jacket like that since, but
love.
hi,
Oh my God.
babies.
Hi, creepers. Happy holidays. Oh my goodness.
Happy holidays. For anyone who does not know, we are the burglars from Home Alone. If you have not seen that movie, you're missing out. Please watch so you'll know who is Harry and who is Marv.
I was gonna say, if you have not seen that movie, like I immediately order you to go watch it right now. It's such a classic. I also love, have you ever seen the third Home Alone, which Harry and Marv are not in?
No, which it's Macaulay Culkin's not in it either.
No, and it's so good.
Oh.
And I keep wanting to like go back and rewatch it, but that one is like, I forget the little kid's name, but he's from, you remember that movie that was like was it Max or something? Like, what the hell am I thinking
Max
of?
Keeble's Big Move?
Yes, Max Keeble's Big Move.
Wait, really? It was a shot in the dark.
Wow, that was amazing. We're on fire. We're cooking. But he was the kid, and he's so good in it. And I think like Scarlett Johansson's in it as like his older, like kind of like see you next Tuesday, sister. Like,
oh my God, she must have been a baby. It came out in the 90s or early 2000s.
It might have been early 2000s.
I'm sounding like Meredith Marks. It came out in the 90s or early 2000s.
And that's disgusting. What did she say last night?
You need to leave.
You're
vile. Get off the bus. You're recording us. Meet a Riverside. You're recording us.
We need a game that's like, did Harry and Marv say it or did Meredith Marks? Because that literally could have been in the movie. Are you recording us?
God, I love Home Alone. I love Home Alone
Me
2.
too.
Like, Home Alone 2 is also a great movie.
That one makes me cry. I could cry right now.
The pigeon lady. That might have been where my love of pigeons came from.
This also might be the pigeon lady.
I know. You are the pigeon lady, baby. Creepers, we're so excited that you're here to celebrate with us for the holiday special. We have some very spooky stories that we are going to share with you. The one that I found was Christmas themed.
Well, both of mine are Christmas themed. I figured we'd keep it rolling. We'd keep the holiday cheer going.
Keep it in the holiday sphere. So how do you feel this year doing Home Alone as a costume as opposed to last year where we did Martha May? Which Martha May wasn't our theme, mind you. Like, I think Whoville or the Grinch was our theme.
It was the Grinch, and yet I knew we both would be Martha May.
Of course.
I knew immediately. I would say that I'm feeling less pretty. But I'm feeling
what?
But I'm feeling more me. I'm feeling wretched.
Whenever you like do costumes of men, I can't tell you the joy it brings me. It's so funny, Sue, because it's so like out of character.
Well, I think that should be a 2026 goal of mine is more drag king energy.
Like David Bowie and Labyrinth.
Yes.
I'm thinking of Zach Bagans. Zach Bagans, it's been hard to top. Like that was truly like a bust through the gate moment where I was like, whoa. I
should not have sent it that hard, that fast.
You shouldn't have confused my sexuality that hard. And I think the creeper's sharing that with me. I was like, what? I think it's facial hair. We got to do more spirit gum facial hair with you. And I got to lose the stash, but I grew this out for this.
Oh, here's what I think you should do. I think you should shave the stash. We'll glue it. Mail it to me, and I'll wear it as a mold.
That's called upcycling, babies. Creepers.
And that's special. That's called special effects makeup.
Before we're going to get into any of the stories, I just wanted to ask you like a couple of questions, some holiday-themed questions, and I want the creepers to weigh in on this as well. Tell me a story involving Christmas travel I'm going to give you two options. Christmas travel, planes, car rides, family car rides, going to the store last minute for eggnog, or a bad weather story.
Oh God, I feel like I've got to have a bad weather story.
Does the weather because you're from a coastal town, but did the weather ever get like disastrous growing up, or was that not really a thing?
It was not really a thing, but here's the thing is that the second snow is supposed to happen, everybody freaks out. Like everything shuts down. Everybody starts going crazy.
The stores are empty. Water and bread gone.
Yes. Water, bread, toilet paper, paper towels, everything's gone. I'm trying to think though, like Christmas related travel. I feel like we always ran into, I'll tell you one, is that every single year our tradition was that we would go from North Carolina and we drive back down to Atlanta, Georgia, where like my whole family is from. I was just going to ask,
I was like, is it like a big trek down to Atlanta okay, gotcha.
And it was always that. And it was like, just we could never get out of the house the next day. Like the day after Christmas, we could never get out of the house to the point, creepers, where we would leave the next day.
You mean like you guys it just took too long to like get ready and pack?
Took too long, like very Home Alone energy where they're all like running around, like trying to like get ready to get to O'Hare. That's our family.
Would you drive down to Atlanta or fly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's not
2 cars.
Yeah, that's not a short drive at all.
No. It was long and it was involved and it was like, 4 kids running around being like, I don't want to go. Like we were
kicking
like
the seat, puking in the back seat.
Yes.
Oh, God. Do you miss it ever though? Like that kind of family travel?
I do. I miss that trip especially. I miss because there was something so special about like right when we would start to get to Augusta, Georgia.
Augusta. We was in the home of the land of Sutton's Track. Madame
home of
Strack.
our, I was going to say our queen, but I don't think that's quite correct. But Miss Strack. Um, the second we would cross into Augusta, that's when I knew, like, oh, we're only like an hour and a half away. And then the anticipation of like, oh my God, we're going to see like my mom and Papa Carol, grandma and grandpa, like we're gonna get there so soon, like that. And then seeing them, they always stood at the end of the driveway to like welcome us up. And I was like,
I'm hearing Christmas music in my mind.
I know.
I'm literally hearing the Home Alone. That's Polar Express.
It's okay.
Ooh.
If you just believe.
If you just believe.
Oh my God. But what about you? What kind of, do you have travel hell or heaven stories?
We didn't have to travel too much for Christmas. I realized as I was asking the question, I was like, I think everybody, because all my family is pretty much in Connecticut and like we all are kind of like a town over from each other. But I've certainly had my share of bad weather stories. We lost power one year for a week.
Oh my God.
A week. And we were in a place at the time that was electric heat. It wasn't gas heat. So with no power, we literally had to leave. I'll never forget this because I was at my mom's and my grandma was living with us at the time. And we had this huge snowstorm in Connecticut and it came very early, like earlier than it should have in the season. And because the trees still had leaves on them, they hadn't died off and fallen yet. It made the trees so heavy. Trees were just going down left and right in CT and they took down so many power lines. Like the whole state was pretty much without power.
Oh my God.
However, my dad was like living with his mom, my grandma at the time, and they had like a really legit generator. So they were the only ones who had power and heat and like fireplaces. So we just barreled all the way over and like all of us stayed there for like days. And in hindsight, yeah, maybe like wasn't a fun story, but we had fun because there was nothing to do. We were like, well, we can't use up too much of the generator, so we can't like overuse the electricity because we need it.
Mhm.
So we just play board games by a lantern. By a lantern.
Taking it back real old school. But I bet
Pilgrim
you love
tap.
that. I bet you
Pilgrim
love that.
tap.
I always think about the people that had generators. I felt like that was such a luxury growing up. Like, it was like,
I don't even know why they had one. Yeah.
That's
why they have this
amazing
big
that they
generator.
did. Oh my God. Also, I have to tell you, there was a moment while you were talking and I started to look like as an optical illusion just at like this section of your face. And it started to just look like a cone to me. And I was
Is
like,
it scary?
it's amazing.
I did some blush on the nose too. I was like, should I try to do some like sculpting and like shape my nose like his, do like the nasolabial folds? But
Yeah.
I was like, you know what?
It's a lot.
Let me just do this.
It's a lot. I will tell you this. I went and I raided Andrew's closet and I took this and I put it on and then I come out of the flannel, this coat, and then I come out of the room and I go, "Hey, can I borrow these?" And he goes, "Well, yeah."
He goes, "Sir, get out of my house."
Literally, he was like, well, they're on you, so yeah." As I'm like already in this, I was
Don't
just like,
ask
"You
for
have no
permission,
choice."
beg for forgiveness.
That's right.
All I
That's
could
right.
say.
That's how I live my life. Oh
I've
my
got a little
God.
yellow cardigan on, feeling very
Love.
SpongeBob.
Yes, and the green gloves.
Yeah, these are colors I don't normally wear, so I think all of this is just like very out of character for me.
Oh my God. Well, I'm so glad we decided to play these characters. It's really
too.
like, I don't know. I just feel like very comfortable right now.
I know. I'm feeling a little hot, a little stuffy, so
Mm.
I'm excited to get into all of this.
Yes.
Should we dive into some of the scary
Yeah.
stories? Creepers,
Yes,
we have
yes,
so
yes.
much to come up. We have scary stories that are all Christmas themed, I guess. And then at the end of this, you guys were kind enough to submit some of your questions for the Q&A for the holiday special.
Yes.
So we're going to read off some of your questions by name and we're going to try to answer as many as we can. I know in the past, like around Halloween, I was like, we didn't get through too many. Because like you want to answer all of them in depth, but then I'm like, oh, we don't have time for all of them. But we'll try our best.
Yes, I also will say some of them I got were so damn funny. Like I was giggling to myself in bed last night looking through them. So yeah, I definitely want to get to a lot
I
of
haven't
them.
read it. I'm going in blind. I haven't read any. I
Oh
just took
my God.
screenshots of like all the submissions. So
Okay.
I'm just going to search in real time.
Oh my God. Well, perfect. I'm excited. So
What if
let
they're all
me-
like, you're a bitch, shut the hell up?
Yeah. Well, one of them was cracking me up because it was like, do you and Silas like eggnog or are you guys normal people? And I was like, Well,
I wouldn't be surprised if we got a good number of eggnog questions ever since the After Dark episode about wine. Where I feel like we both did, but I feel like I kind of tanked on eggnog. But we both did, didn't we?
yeah, I think we both did.
Okay, I wasn't sure
I
if
think
you
we
wanted to
both-
be roped into that. You were like, I do not support any defamation of the eggnog culture,
The eggnog
brand.
or the eggnog community, but
Yes.
because it is such a controversial topic in the realm of the holidays. I'm like, God, I feel
It's
like we
the
did
candy
get a
corn
couple-
of Christmas. That's what it is.
Put that on merch. Put that on merch.
Where's my pad? Where's my pad?
I was
Oops,
gonna
I'm
say-
wearing it. Sorry.
Wait. How about this crowbar, by the way? This is
Okay,
legit.
I was freaking out last minute. I was like, do I have a crowbar or does she have a crowbar? I'm like, which character has the crowbar? I'm so happy you have the crowbar. Where'd
One
you
of
get
us
that
has a crowbar. Girl, where'd you get that crowbar?
Yeah, I was just like, wait a second. I'm like, and why do you have a crowbar?
Okay, I bought a word to the wise, bought it off of Amazon. I bought a novelty crowbar. This is a legit crowbar. This is not a
Yeah.
novelty. So
Oh, yeah, you could take some people out, have them
I
sleeping with the
could.
fishes with that
this
thing.
is like, that's heavy. So
Whoa.
be careful.
The one
Don't-
prop I wish I got for this, the iconic scene of the tarantula.
Oh,
Buzz,
my
it's
God.
Buzz, right? Buzz is the brother, the older brother or
Yes.
cousin. When he has the tarantula that gets out, I wanted to come on with like a fake spider on my face.
Oh,
There
that
wasn't
would've been
time,
incredible.
but
Well, hey,
never
maybe
know.
maybe we'll summon a live one. And
I'm going
with all
real
the
method for
spirit.
this one.
I know. Okay, let me get to. I'll pull up one of my scary stories because I feel like
Okay.
you're gonna be itching to hear this one. Okay.
I'm excited for these. All right, creepers, let's tune in.
Okay. So this story, it did not have a title. So and it's anonymous, but I gave it the title, The Creep That Came Home for Christmas. This happened on Christmas Day 2 years ago. And every December since then, it plays in my head like a movie I never asked to be in. I was 17 that year, living with my parents in this nice little subdivision in Oregon. And that Christmas was picture perfect. There was fresh snow, blue sky in the morning, and that soft pink glow as the sun went down. Inside, though, it was chaos. My family goes huge for Christmas. I'm talking cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, everybody stuffed into our house like clowns in a car. Kids running around with frosting on their faces, my grandma yelling at my uncle about putting too much salt in the gravy, and random Christmas movies playing in the background with the volume too low to actually hear. I'm the emo antisocial one in the family, so most of the day I just floated around the edges. I helped put out food, faked laughs at small talk, hid in the kitchen whenever I could. And that's when I first saw him. My cousin Jenna walked in with a guy nobody had ever seen before. She was glowing in that way that girls get when they bring a new boyfriend around. But he was older, mid-30s, easily too old for her, in my opinion. He had this short beard, slicked hair, and a Christmas sweater that would have looked normal on anyone else, but it looked like a costume on him. The first thing I noticed was his eyes. He didn't scan the room like a normal person does. He locked onto me. I was just standing there by the counter, slicing store-bought pumpkin pie, and felt his gaze hit me like a spotlight. It wasn't a curious look. It wasn't even oh, who's that? It felt like I was being sized up. I looked away, busying myself with my plate. "This is Dave," Jenna said, dragging him over to my mom. "We've been dating for a couple of months." My mom did her usual thing, hug, smile, nice to meet you, welcome to the madhouse. Everybody laughed. And he laughed too, but it sounded off, like he'd practiced it. I kept my head down, but every time I glanced up, he was watching me. Later, when everybody was in the living room opening gifts, I sat on the floor by the far wall, half behind the tree, scrolling through my phone with my headphones on, but no music playing. And I saw him move through the room, talking to different people, laughing, shaking hands, but he circled back to me over and over. He'd stand just close enough that I knew he was there. Then he'd lean down, pretend to be interested in something near me, and start a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
"So you're Jenna's cousin?" he asked at one point, kneeling next to me like we were buddies. "Yeah," I said. "You look different from the rest of them," he said, eyes drifting over my clothes, my hair, and my face. "In a good way. I like your style." I didn't answer. I moved to sit with my younger cousins instead, pretending to help them open toys, but he followed me. Every time I relocated to the kitchen, to the hallway, to the dining room, he'd appear a few minutes later. He kept trying to joke with me, calling me mysterious and other weird, corny things, asking me if I had a boyfriend, what kind of music I liked, and if I ever snuck out at night. Stuff that might sound normal if somebody your own age said it, but straight up wrong coming from a guy pushing 40. The final straw was when everybody was grabbing dessert and I was alone in the hallway for a second, picking tape off of my fingers from the wrapping paper. He stepped in front of me, blocking the way, and smiled. You know, you're going to be trouble when you're older, he said, eyes never leaving my face, if you're not already. My stomach flipped. What the hell? I thought. I'm already older, I said, and I'm not interested. He laughed quietly and leaned a little bit closer. I didn't say you had to be interested to have fun. That's when I snapped out of my normal just ignore people mode. If you don't back off, I said, looking him right in the eyes, I'm telling my parents that you're creeping on me. For a second, his smile dropped, just gone. His eyes changed like he was angry I'd said that out loud. And then he smirked and stepped back. Relax, he said. I'm just joking around. Don't be so serious. After that, he mostly left me alone. He still stared sometimes, but he didn't corner me again. I told myself not to make it a bigger deal than it had to be. My cousin looked happy, the adults were laughing, and kids were running around showing off their new toys. So I decided not to tell my parents. It was late. Everybody was full and tired, and I didn't want to start some big family fight on Christmas Day. I brushed it off the way I always do. People started leaving around 9 o'clock. There were hugs and, drive safes and see you next year at the door. I watched from the stairs as Jenna and Dave left. He glanced up once, met my eyes, and gave me a little two-fingered wave, but I pretended not to see it. By 10:30, the house was quiet. My parents were cleaning up the kitchen, and I went upstairs to my room. Snow was still falling outside, thick and slow, and I was just so thankful that was all over. A window faced the street, and the view honestly looked like something out of a movie. I put on my headphones, put on some 3 Days Grace, and flopped on my bed with a book I probably actually wasn't going to read. I turned the volume up, letting the music drown out the last thoughts and drama of family noise I had going through my head. That's why I wasn't sure at first if I actually heard it. A small tap on the glass behind my head. I paused the song, listening. My heart started beating a little bit faster, but I told myself it was probably just a tree branch or something shifting in the wind. So I turned my music back on. Maybe 5 minutes later, I heard it again. It was slightly louder this time. So I sat up. My bed is pushed right up against the window, so the glass is basically the headboard. I turned around and looked out the window. It was fogged over from the difference between the warm air inside and the freezing air outside. So I couldn't see anything except the fuzzy glow of one of the nearby streetlights. It's probably nothing, I said to myself, even though I knew houses don't knock 3 times in a row. I'll admit I was freaked out deep down, but I just wanted so badly to be overreacting that I eventually believed it. I slid off the bed and stood up, leaning closer. I wiped a circle in the condensation with the sleeve of my hoodie. At first, all I could see was the street covered in snow, the sidewalks, the rows of houses across from ours, lights off except for a few porch lights. Then I saw him. A figure standing on the sidewalk down the street a little bit. He had a dark jacket on, jeans, and a posture slouched slightly like he'd been standing there for a while. And he was facing my house. His head was angled up towards my window. Even from the distance, even in the dark, I recognized the outline. Dave. I dropped my sleeve from the glass like it was hot and stumbled backward, my heart pounding so hard I thought it was going to beat out of my chest. I grabbed the blinds and yanked them shut and shut off my lamp so the room went dark. And I stood there for a minute, pressed against the wall, just listening. I considered going downstairs and telling my parents right then, but some stubborn part of me said, what if you're overreacting? What if that's not even him? The idea of explaining, hey, that guy who creeped me out earlier is standing on our street felt insane. So I watched for the next 20 or 30 minutes. I sneaked to the edge of the blinds, lifted one slat, and peeked out. Most of the time, I saw nothing but swirling snow. Sometimes I thought I saw movement, but it was probably just flakes catching the light. Eventually, the sidewalk looked empty. My panic dulled into nervous energy. I told myself he'd left, that it really was just my imagination or some random neighbor walking their dog earlier. Who knows? I went back to my bed, turned my lamp on again, and tried to actually read my book. My headphones sat around my neck. I kept the music off this time. I think it was close to midnight when it happened. A sudden, violent bang against the window right above my head. The glass rattled, and the sound was so loud and so close that I screamed without even meaning to. This wasn't a tap. It was both hands slamming into the glass. "Hey," a muffled voice called through the window, way too close. "Open up." I scrambled off the bed, my legs almost giving out, and bolted for the door. I didn't even stop to look. I didn't want to see his face that close on the other side of the glass. My whole body was shaking as I yanked my bedroom door open and sprinted down the hall. I ran out of my room yelling, "Dad!" My voice cracked. "Somebody's at my window." My dad came out of his room, and at the same time my mom did, both half asleep and confused. The look on my dad's face must have told them this wasn't a joke. The look on my face must have told them this wasn't a joke. My dad didn't ask more than where, and I just pointed towards my room. "Stay with your mom," he said, already heading down the stairs. I watched from the top of the stairs as he went to the gun safe in the hallway closet, punched in the code with shaking fingers, and grabbed his handgun and a flashlight. He didn't even bother with a coat, just his pajama pants and a t-shirt. He went out the back door instead of the front, probably hoping to catch whoever it was off guard. My mom had her phone out, hands trembling as she dialed 911, and I stood upstairs by the hallway window, peeking through the blinds that looked out over the backyard. The world outside was white and dark and silent, and then my dad's flashlight beam cut across the yard, and it landed on a figure standing a few feet from my bedroom window. It was Dave. He was just standing there. No hat, no gloves, his breath fogging in the air. And when the light hit him, he squinted and lifted a hand like the brightness annoyed him more than being caught did. "What the hell are you doing here?" my dad shouted. Even through the glass, I heard Dave's answer. "I'm sorry, man," he said, like he just misplaced a phone, not like he'd come to a teenage girl's bedroom window. I don't know. I needed to talk to her." My dad moved closer, gun pointed down, but ready. "Talk to my daughter at midnight at her bedroom window?" Dave laughed softly, that same fake laugh from earlier in the day. "She's special," he said. "I love her. You can sign for her, right? Parent consent, that's all it takes." My mom gasped beside me and her hand flew to her mouth. My dad snapped. "Get on the ground, you absolute psycho," he yelled. "Now." Dave shook his head like my dad was being unreasonable. "You don't understand," he said. "She gets it." My dad lunged. The flashlight beam jerked wildly as he tackled Dave into the snow. I lost sight of them for a second and just heard grunts and the crunch of boots and knees digging into the frozen ground. Then the light settled, and I could see my dad on top of him, pinning his arms behind his back with his knee. "Call the cops," my dad shouted, though my mom already was. The next few minutes felt like an hour. My dad stayed on him, not letting him move, barking at him to shut up every time he tried to talk. I caught pieces of what Dave said, stuff about being meant to be, about me being different, about a Christmas miracle. It made my skin crawl. When the police finally showed up, lights flashing blue and red across the snow, my legs almost gave out from relief. 2 officers ran into the yard shouting commands. My dad got off him slowly, hands raised, explaining who he was. They cuffed Dave, patted him down, and pulled things from his pockets. I watched from the window as they set everything on the hood of the patrol car. Little plastic baggies, condoms, more than one knife, a stack of IDs with different names and pictures. One of the officers noticed me staring from the window and gave me a quick, serious nod, the kind of nod that said, "You did the right thing." Dave was trespassed from our property and taken away that night. We gave statements until almost 3 a.m. I heard bits and pieces later, meth, fake IDs, warrants, but I never found out the full story of what happened to him in court. What I do know is this: if he'd waited until my parents went to sleep, if I'd opened the window even an inch, if I'd kept second guessing myself instead of screaming and running for my dad, this might have been a completely different story. And yes, for those of you wondering, my cousin broke up with him immediately and cut off all contact.
Yeah, thanks, cousin Jenna. Was that her
Thanks.
name?
Yeah, thanks, Jenna girl.
That's all I kept thinking. I was like, and who the hell did Jenna bring around?
And who the hell is Jenna? That is such a specific thing though. Like when somebody brings somebody around in like a family function that you're just like, you're giving me the creeps. I'm not about this.
And it's so weird because you could never tell, because when people like outsiders come in to be around family, they all act kind of weird because they're nervous, but that's a different kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's a deliberate weirdness.
Yes.
That's a, ugh.
I was going to ask you if you've ever had anything like that happen. Like with,
yes, I have. Literally. I swear to God, I've told you this story before. I'm sure I've told the creepers this, but the creepers, if I haven't, if you're new here, bear with me. When I was in college, I had a stalker. I don't know if you knew this.
Wait, the person that showed up and they were like, I love you or whatever?
So here's what it was. When I was in college, I was 18, 19. I was, young. And he came back to school, I think, I'm assuming to like refinish school or something, because he was in his mid 30s. Like he looked older than everybody. And I'd never met this person, but I was aware of him because he found me on Facebook and started sending me message requests. And he was saying like, you looked really good today in like your boy London sweater. Like he had been watching me on campus and it scared the shit out of me. So I never responded. I blocked him and I was like, well, the only time he would see me, I guess, is on campus. I live off campus in a house. I'm like, he'll never see me. I lived with Scott and Gavin. Scott, friend of the pod. And
you kind of look like him right now.
I really? Actually, you know what? Because we look similar sometimes. So like the curly hair, I got to send him a picture of this and see how he feels.
You must.
But here's the thing. When you have a stalker, you think you're safe because you're like, well, they don't know where I live. And I blocked them. So I did my part. That's all I can do. I had ordered Domino's one night and I ordered delivery. Who is the delivery driver but this guy? So I go to the sliding door, which is like in the back of the house or whatever. We put like these special instructions and I open it. I recognize him instantly. And I just like put my eyes down and I was like, thank you so much. And I grabbed it. And I was like, have a nice night. And I shut the door. Immediately, he starts messaging me from another Facebook account, a message request. And I knew it was him because he was like, oh my God. He was like, I can't believe I just saw you in person. He was like, you're so much nicer than everybody says. And I was like,
okay, well, don't read me and be my stalker.
I was like, who's saying I'm a bitch? Wait. I was like, don't bait me into responding.
No.
That took me by surprise. But the bigger issue, I was like, now he knows where I live. So I was like, he might just be a weird guy. I'm like, I'm sure he's not going to, like, he has a job, and he's in school. I'm like, I'm sure he's like, functional. And he's an adult, like a legit adult. He's like in his 30s. So I'm sure it will be fine. That same night, we rolled around to like midnight. I'm already in bed. Scott's in bed. Gavin's in bed. The doorbell rings. Let me explain something. To get to the doorbell of this house, this duplex off campus, which is, mind you, in the middle of the woods, pitch black, you would have to go to the back of the house to our entrance, go up our back deck, basically through the backyard, and curve around the deck to the front door that we don't use to ring that bell, which means somebody who like maybe had been there already and maybe knew that and had scoped it out before, like would know to do that. And they rang the doorbell past midnight. So I got up and I went to Scott and I went to Gavin and I was like, guys, wake up. There's somebody at the door.
Yeah.
Out cold. Wouldn't get up. And Scott was like, then answer it. And I was like,
no.
I was so scared because it was up a set of stairs. Like it was so weird. Like our bedrooms were in the basement, but like the living room and everything was upstairs. Weird ass house. But I was so scared. I just went back in my room. I locked my door and I dialed 911 ready to like press call at any second. Because my windows, since they were like basement level, were technically like at the top of the ceiling. So like ground floor.
Oh my God.
And I just kept looking out the window and I was like,
could you see him?
No. I just kept looking out the window. I was like, what if I just saw like feet walk by the window? Like he's like circling the house.
No.
It scared me so bad.
Did you ever see him again?
No, I never saw him again. And I never reported it either because I was never sure. I was like,
the second guessing.
Well, that's the thing. I was like, was that him? Because like if I was wrong, I'm like, I don't know who it would be. I'm like somebody whose car broke down. You run through scenarios, but I was like, what are the chances of that happening the same night that the guy who was stalking me found my address.
Right. Also, how telling is it that he had 2 Facebook accounts?
T, big T, large T.
Large tea, extra large.
T.
I
Yes.
actually have tea. I'm drinking a nice tea.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta refill this coffee. This is my high school mug.
And where's your little name?
I don't know. They're all kind of wearing off.
Aw.
I think they're in alphabetical order. Am I still on here? Miss Clark.
Miss Clark.
Miss Clark, I see. Where the H is.
God, how big is your class?
180, I think.
Okay.
I'm like, let me count.
I always
real
forget
quick.
that's
Hold on.
normal.
Yeah, I mean, Scott and Gavin, they went to such a big school. I was talking with Scott's friend Steven, who also lives in LA, and I hadn't seen him in a while. They went to like Hamden High, I think. They had classes that were like 800 students.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they think I'm like small potatoes, but they're like 180 students. They're like, oh my God, you guys all know each other? That sounds incestuous. And I'm like, you got to talk to my co-host.
Yeah. Who had, I think ours was 63, which it was incestuous. It was gross. It was awful.
Sarah, Scott's girlfriend, she graduated with like 10 people.
What?
I know.
Where did she go to school? Where is she from?
I think it was some like charter school, like a performing arts charter or something. So it kind
Oh.
of made more sense. But I
Okay.
was like, we went to college with a girl who grew up on a farm, like in a farm town. And she, just by like per chance of like how many kids were in her county or neighboring counties who were her age, she graduated with 18 people.
That's so crazy.
And I was like, that's inbreeding.
Yeah. Poor thing doesn't even know she looks inbred.
Well, I didn't even know she looks inbred. You said I look inbred. I did.
I did.
Did you do?
And you do. Oh
That show
my
is
God.
insane.
I
Wow,
know.
that story freaked me out. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm sure I am
no.
100% certain I've told that before on the pod, but for any new listeners, I had to reiterate it.
I feel like you have, but also like every single time it still scares me. So
It's
I
one of
need
the
you to keep
scariest things that
reminding
ever
me.
happened to me.
it's so, I'm trying to think if I've ever had something stalker adjacent. I like can't, all I kept thinking is I have had, as I was reading the story, I have had incidents where I've been around somebody that was making kind of sexual comments that were not, it was in a
Mhm.
family like setting. And I was like things that were like, it was like, oh, you've like the body of a dancer. Do you dance? And I'm like, that just feels like I appreciate it.
Oh,
but I'm
I was like, oh, one should be so lucky to hear such words.
I know. I was like, I appreciate it, sir, but like not in front of your wife and not in front of this whole group of people. Like this is a little weird.
That's yeah. But what was the setting? Was it like a Christmas party or was it just a general like?
It was just like a general holiday, general like family get together. It wasn't for a
Mhm.
specific holiday. Just like a big family dinner. But I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, weird commentary.
Yeah.
I have
We don't love that.
I've told you one of like the funniest stories I have, just to like give something lighter as an option. One of the funniest stories I remember from being a kid was, speaking of bringing a significant other to a holiday party for the first time, my cousin Mark. Maybe I shouldn't use real names. My cousin.
Even though it's already
little too
left
late.
your
A little
lips.
too late.
We'll
He
censor
brought
it.
his girlfriend, who he is still with. They're like long-term partners now,
Wow.
but he brought her for the first time after they started dating to Christmas. And I was young. We were like playing. It was like a loft. So all the kids, we were playing up in the loft with a basketball. You know the story. And she's down there mingling with the family, drinking wine, nervous as hell because it's a big family Christmas party.
Uh-huh.
And while we were playing with the basketball and throwing it around, someone missed it and dropped it over the banister of the loft. That thing came straight down while she's in the middle of this adult conversation, very nervous, holding her little glass of white wine. And that basketball literally went straight to her face.
She looked like you. For
Like
the rest
literally,
of the
this
night.
was the imprint left. Like imagine just a basketball to the fucking mug. And you're like,
Oh,
sorry, we'll make this unedited. And she just went, bah! And then someone yelled, the glass shattered, and then Mark was like, sorry, my cousin. My cousin was like, what
Say
the
it
fuck?
3 more times so
Sorry.
he appears.
He's gonna conjure. He was like, what the fuck? We ran so fast and hid in the bedrooms. I hid in a closet.
Oh. Oop.
And we were so scared because he came barreling up the stairs. He was like, who threw it? Who threw it?
Oh my
In
God.
hindsight, I feel so bad for her because, like, how mortifying.
Mortifying, and also that she was already a little bit nervous, and then the rest of the night she has to like figure out how to parade around with an imprint on
You
her
do your
face.
hair, you do your makeup, you dress up in the sweater, that lumpy sweater to meet the family at Christmas, and some kid chucks a basketball at your mug. And then you got a busted nose, a chipped tooth, a broken wine glass, and you're like, it's been such a pleasure to meet you guys.
Yeah.
I really can't thank you enough for them. You said it was the 7 fishes? 7 fishes. Got it. Love that. Love a crab cake.
Oh my God. That is so funny. It's also funny because the mischief of the moment that something goes wrong at like a big family function when you're a little kid and like you break a glass or a ball goes flying or whatever. And
Why is
like,
that the instinct to like run?
It's the instinct is to run, and the instinct is like, oh my God, we're going to get in so much trouble. And we love it, you know, like running around being
It was
like,
exciting as hell. It was
it's
like
so exciting.
It was like a horror movie. I was like, cousin is coming to kill us.
Cousin, what's going to happen, cousin?
I'm not
my
bleeping
God.
that name, so I don't even know why I'm trying to like patch it up now.
Oh my God, that is so funny. Oh my Lord.
That poor woman, though, that would end my night. I would literally have to apologize and leave.
Oh, same.
I would go get a hotel and cry.
Same. I actually might cry on impact.
Yeah, I definitely I would cry from the hurt of taking a basketball to the face. I'm not used to that as an adult.
Yeah.
Well,
But
not
then-
a basketball.
But we need like a little like noise every time you like make a like,
Where is my Can't Trust County button?
oh my God.
I think it's up in my cabinet over there. I'm not sure. It's
I was
probably in
gonna
my
say,
cabinet.
I don't know what I could do with this to have it make a noise.
Also, wait, how close are you to that wreath behind you? It kept like swaying during the
It's
story.
literally, y'all, it's getting caught in the bald cap. I literally was like I'm literally like stuck to it.
That would be the funniest thing if you pulled your head back and the bald cap went with it.
Hey, it just might. It's getting a little, right now, the mechanism that's holding it is getting a little loose. So it might just go by the end of this.
You just have loose skin flapping.
Yes.
Well, should we shift
Oh my
into
God.
another story? Do you want
Yes.
to do, because you have a shorter one. Mine isn't
do.
terribly short. Do you want to
Okay.
do yours as the middle one and I could do mine after?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
A double feature
A
from Stu.
double whammy. Okay, hold on. Let me
Okay.
scroll down. Okay.
Creepers,
so,
these are exciting. I hope you guys are toasting something
I
or like making a
know.
hot cocoa.
Please make a little hot cocoa, or for those of y'all that commented about our After Dark on wine that like eggnog, you nasties, go make an eggnog. Okay. This one is from, the username is Sufficient State 248, and it didn't have a title, so I just said college Christmas party. I still remember, I know, I'm like, that's already dark. I still remember this Christmas party at my dorm like it happened last week. There was something about that night that never sat right with me even after all this time. I walked in expecting the usual crowded halls and cheap decorations, but the moment I stepped through the door, I felt this strange heaviness. It wasn't fear exactly, more like this quiet pressure at the back of my neck that made me glance behind me. You know that feeling when you realize someone might have been watching you longer than you thought? Well, this dorm room was packed. Ugly sweaters, plastic cups, people laughing like nothing in the world could possibly go wrong that night. So I just tried to blend in, moving through the noise, telling myself I was just imagining things. But every time I turned the corner, it felt like someone had just stepped out of sight, like I was always 1 second too late to catch them. I blamed the dim lights, the crowd, anything but my own instincts. I met up with a few classmates near the kitchen area, trying to shake off the tension creeping into my shoulders. I nodded along to their stories, but I kept noticing people shifting aside behind me, like they were making space for someone I couldn't see. Then I felt it. A light brush against my jacket, so faint, I wasn't even sure it happened. When I turned around, no one was close enough to have touched me. So that's when I decided I just needed some air. So I stepped into the hallway outside the main living room. The lights out there were softer, warmer, almost too quiet compared to the party behind me. And the second I stepped away from the noise, that uneasy feeling intensified. It felt like someone was standing just behind me, close enough to sense, but far enough to stay unnoticed. I kept telling myself it was nothing. My body did not agree. When I reached into my pocket for my phone, my fingers brushed something that definitely hadn't been there earlier. It was a small, folded piece of paper, thin, neatly creased, tucked into my jacket like someone had slipped it in without me realizing. I just stared at it for a moment, trying to figure out when anyone could have been close enough to do that. The idea of someone touching me without my knowledge made my stomach tighten. I opened the note slowly, expecting it to be a joke, maybe a room number from someone trying to be mysterious. Instead, the message was written in small, rushed handwriting, uneven, like the person holding the pen had been shaking. And it said, "Don't leave alone. He's waiting for you outside."
Whoa.
At first, the words didn't register. I almost laughed at how dramatic it sounded, but something about the writing stuck with me. It felt panicked. I folded the note and slipped it back into my pocket. The hallway suddenly felt too still, like the air itself was listening. I tried to replay the moment someone must have slipped the note into my jacket. A face, a voice, anything, but nobody stood out to me. I stepped back towards the living room, craving the noise, but before I reached the door, I heard movement behind me. Faint footsteps, like someone shifting their weight at the far end of the hall. I froze. When the sound stopped the moment I hesitated, a cold feeling slid straight through my chest. I turned around. The hallway was empty. No one. Just warm lights humming overhead, stretching from one end to the other. And somehow that was worse. I went back into the living room, hoping the noise would just drown everything out, but the party felt wrong now. It felt unreal. People laughed, played games, acted like nothing strange could possibly be happening. Meanwhile, I flinched every time somebody brushed up past me. I kept checking my pockets, half expecting another note to appear. My friends asked if I was okay. They said I looked pale, and I just told them I needed a drink, but the warning kept replaying in my head. Every time I passed a window, a chill crawled up my arms. I avoid looking out at the snow-covered courtyard, afraid I'd see somebody standing alone in the dark. Then the lights flickered. People joked about bad wiring. I didn't laugh. I tried distracting myself in the kitchen, but the quiet there felt heavy too. Every sound from the hallway made me tense, like someone was tracking my movements, always just out of sight. At one point, a girl I barely knew asked if someone had been bothering me. She said I kept looking over my shoulder. I tried to laugh it off. When she asked what I was holding, I told her it was nothing. Even saying that felt like a lie. She gave me a strange look and slowly backed away. The room felt smaller by the minute. I started thinking about leaving. Every time someone opened the front door, cold air rushed in, along with this overwhelming sense that the night itself was waiting for me to step outside.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I noticed him. A tall guy across the room, staring directly at me. He wasn't smiling, wasn't watching the games, just watching me. When our eyes met, he didn't look away. I moved through the crowd, trying to lose him, but he shifted just enough to keep me in view. Not aggressive, just deliberate. I asked a friend if anybody knew him and subtly pointed. When my friend turned around, the guy was gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the note in my pocket stopped feeling dramatic and started feeling real. I stepped back into the hallway again, needing space to think, and despite telling myself not to, I looked through the window. In the courtyard, standing alone in the snow, was a figure. He wasn't moving, wasn't shivering. Even from that distance, I could feel his attention locked onto me. I stepped back, heart pounding, forced myself to look again. Now he was closer. No footprints in the snow, just standing there, head tilted slightly like he was listening. Someone opened the living room door behind me, startling me. I declined their invitation to join a game and stayed frozen in the hallway. When I checked the window again, the courtyard was empty. That somehow made everything worse. Then I heard footsteps, slow, steady, coming from the far end of the hall. They stopped just around the corner. I didn't wait to see who it was. I ran back into the living room and stayed surrounded by people the rest of the night. I refused to go near any window or door. When the party ended, I asked 2 classmates to walk me home. Later that night, alone in my room, I looked at the note one last time. That's when I noticed the ink smudge at the end of the message, like whoever wrote it had paused or looked up nervously while finishing it. I still don't know to this day who slipped that note in my pocket. I don't know who that was waiting outside, and I don't know how they knew I'd be at that party. All I know is after that night, I never walked alone on campus again.
Ooh, my
Oh,
God.
oh God, these figures in the snow, baby. I can't. I'm
Have
like
you ever
scared.
had an experience like that at a party where like there's someone there that seems like they don't belong, or like you question, you're like, where did they come from? Who invited them? Who is that?
Yes, yes.
You have.
I actually, and come to think of it, it was a like cast party in college, but like we used to have these cast parties that were behind
Not the
s-
Pauper Players.
No, well, it was not the Pauper Players. This
It
was
wasn't. Okay.
the Playmakers.
The
The
Playmakers.
Playmakers. But they used to do these really cool cast parties where they would do them. I guess this was the opening night party, but they would do them behind the set, like they're like in the scene shop, basically.
Oh, that's cool.
Which was super cool. And they like bring out all these lights. And I remember there was just somebody there that like wasn't in the cast, wasn't in the crew. I'm sure it was like
Mhm.
somebody's significant other. But I remember Max and I being like, the person is like giving us the full blown creeps right now, and like kind of just like kept lingering, and like
Yeah,
you
what was
just
he doing?
know,
Was he just like kind of not talking to people, like eyeing folks? or
not
what was
talking
the
to
vibe?
people, not talking to people, like standing in a corner, just like gripping a drink, but like never actually drinking it, just like watching everybody. And I was like, surely like that's like somebody's boyfriend or something, but he just looked like really kind of like unkept, like scraggly. And I hate saying that because it's like, who knows? He could have just been like somebody on the crew I had never met or something. But I
Yeah.
remember both of us being like, who the hell is that? And then like, I feel like, well, I was gonna say, and then we never saw him again. I'm like, we probably had like too many drinks and then we started running amok. But it was, I remember that being very weird.
Just weird vibes. We had
Mhm.
something similar. I told you that story of what happened at that New Year's party last year or the year before, when I was there with Scott and everybody. So this was.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Tell this
Yeah,
again.
well, this was in New York City because I usually go to New York for New Year's, and I forgot whose house this was. I thought it was that couple, the one that like broke up. Or no, sorry,
Oh.
it was the party after there. So it was that same night because they were hosting a party, a New Year's party, and it was so packed in their apartment. And then somebody was like, "There's a bigger party down the block at our friend's place," but everybody knew everybody who was going there. So we're at this big house party, really big living room for New York, and people are going in and out of bedrooms. We're hanging out in the fire escape, and there is this guy who's walking around. He was dressed in all black. He was very tall. He had like medium length hair, and like nothing looked out of the ordinary. And everybody was like on the same vibe, like drinking and chilling. But then out of nowhere, he got like blackout drunk. Like he was like, he needed to be like taken care of and like
Mhm.
handled. But then everybody realized as we were like, handling him, they're like, "Oh, does anyone have like a number? Like, what's his address so we can like get him home?" And then we realized we're like, he didn't come with anybody. And then we were like, does anybody know who this is? He was just a random guy who came into the party and just started drinking the alcohol. And he didn't look like he was like homeless. He didn't look like he was our age, which made it strange. And he wasn't dressed like poorly or anything. Like he was just in all blacks. And Scott starts freaking out because he's like, it's the legend of the Dybbuk.
I was gonna say, I remember this is the
Yeah.
Dybbuk. This is the Dybbuk.
And Scott was like explaining that to me, and Scott was like legitimately freaked. He kept keeping his distance, and he was like, that's a fucking Dybbuk. He was
That's
like,
so
who is
scary.
that? And I never found out because I stayed outside with him too, and like a small group of us, because I feel like I was one of the ones who wasn't like super, super drunk at that party. So we go into like planning mode. We're like, let's see, can we get your phone? I'm like, what's your password so we can like call somebody for you? We just had no idea where he came from.
That's so
No idea how he got
weird.
into that party. He just walked the fuck in.
Yeah, I was gonna say how weird. Well, was this it was an apartment building, obviously.
It was an apartment building. But like there was still like a door, like someone had to come down and get you through the front door. It wasn't like a buzz up apartment. They had to get you through the front door, open it for you and greet you. So he must have followed a group in.
I was gonna say, I mean, that's the only thing I could think of is that he like maybe even lived in the building and just like wandered in thinking it was somebody he knew or something. But that's so the thing that's so creepy about that is that if that's the case, like if you came in and he seemed sort of okay at first and then he got really, really wasted, like That's really bizarre behavior.
Well, he came in, everybody was like, did anybody talk to him? We realized he hadn't talked to anybody at the party. He had just been like walking around and was always kind of seen in passing, like going from room to room. But you just assume when you're at the party, you're involved with like your own shit. You know, like you're talking to people, you're drinking, you're not paying attention to like who's not talking to people all the time. Nobody had talked to him. He had just been walking around all night.
Oh my God.
Very scary.
Very scary. I'm having my first ever Christmas party in this house this week. So now
How are you feeling? Are you excited?
I am excited.
Is it going to be big?
Also
How many people?
I feel like it's going to be bigger than I am anticipating. And I'm like also thinking about that now. I'm like, oh my God, what if somebody like wanders in here? And I don't know because there's so many. He's got a huge like friend group. I know all of them, so it wouldn't be them. But I'm like, oh my God, this house, like somebody could sneak in. And I just like, we also have like an outdoor area with like a fence.
Check all the closets. Check under the bed.
I know. The attic.
The attic. You never know.
God,
no, I'm sure you guys will keep an eye on it. But like, oh, very scary thought.
I know.
Should we take I was wondering, should we take a quick second to do just a couple Q&A questions so we can break it up before we do a final story?
You were like, wait a second. And I immediately picked up the crowbar. I was like, what are we getting into?
That guard. Let me see. I just thought, I was like, because we usually save it to the end. And I was like, there's no reason we have to. I'm like, we could answer a couple of them. Let's see.
And that's called art. That's called breaking up format. That's playing with form.
Playing with Form, written by Stu. Buy it now on Amazon Books.
That's right.
Okay. Oh, the Magic Castle mentioned me in their story.
Oh my God. Magic City.
Magic City, thank you.
Thank you, Magic City.
Have you given us a free membership? No.
Oh my God. Wait, can you imagine if we ever did a CreepTime live at Magic Castle?
At Magic City?
At Magic City.
I wonder if they would ever, they're so hush about letting any, no filming or recording anywhere in the castle. I'm like, I don't even know if they'd allow it.
I always forget about that. I
mean, maybe in the lobby.
Yeah. Hey, can we book the venue for the lobby? Also, this is going to take me out at some point.
I'm imagining because the distance, I can't tell what the depth is. I'm like, how close are you? I have at least a foot or two behind me.
This is literally, I take one movement back with my shoulders and it's going to be the whole thing's going to go flying down.
The whole wreath was shifting side to side.
A la Home Alone. Oh my God. Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Ooh, that's a good one. What is your go-to holiday outfit?
If it's on theme, okay, it depends. Am I going to family casual holiday party or am I going to ugly sweater party? Because I do have separate modes.
I would say something fancy, like a fancy holiday party.
Historically, I have always gone for a sweater and some dark colored pants. I usually go for darker tones, a lot of navy blues. I love a jewel tone, a green or a maroon.
Mm-hmm.
I keep it kind of simple, but I love a sweater.
I
don't do cardigans though. I don't usually. I mean, this is a rarity.
Do you ever wear cashmere sweaters?
Yeah, but they're so hard to keep because I always end up screwing something up. I always shrink those things down. I once, when I was babysitting, or I guess being a house assistant back in CT for a little bit, the guy I was working for had a cashmere sweater he just threw in the laundry and I didn't check. So I just did his laundry for him.
Yeah.
I pulled it out and I was like, which baby is this for? Whose baby is this for? I've never seen a sweater shrink like that, Stu. It was the size of a book. I was like, what infant is this cashmere sweater for?
That's a good reminder because I feel like this might sound kind of gross, but I feel like in the past I wear my cashmere sweater so infrequently that I'll wear it once to some special occasion and then I'm like, okay, let me just put it back in the bin because I'm not going to wear it till next year. So I don't even think I've ever run into the issue where I've washed it and then that's a hot tip.
You should. Yeah, you should not. I mean, I felt so bad. I was like, you can dock my pay. Mind you, I was making $400 a week. I was like,
stop.
I was like, please dock my pay for the sweater. It was a nice sweater too. I was like, it's probably half my pay. And he was like, no, it's okay. He was like, it was my fault for throwing it in the laundry. And I was like, but also I did shrink your sweater. So I'm very sorry.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
What do you wear? Wait, what do you wear to a holiday party? What's your go-to?
I feel like the vibe is always sequins, faux fur, there's those standard holiday fashion tropes. I do love wearing red, and I don't really wear red that much, but like sometimes for the
Like
holidays,
a bright red or a dark red?
like a dark kind of like holiday
cranberry.
cranberry red. Like I don't really ever go for that.
holidays.
Happy holidays. I like a red. I also this year wanted so badly to just find a like winter white faux fur get up. Like something very like, is this unedited?
Yes.
I was gonna say cunty.
I had no idea what you were about to say. I was like, are we gonna have to cut this out? I was like, what?
You know what I do all the time to you that is so unfair is I have a half thought with a new thought that comes in the middle of it, and I pick back up for the rest half of my thought.
I was tracking. I didn't get disrupted. I was tracking.
Okay. So I really was looking for like a very like cunty white faux fur outfit this year. And I couldn't find one anywhere except I went into, you'll love this. I saw a mannequin walking around Georgetown that had this like white faux fur, like
The
little
mannequin
like.
was walking around Georgetown.
I was walking around Georgetown. And I saw this mannequin also walking around Georgetown.
There's a comma in there somewhere.
The half thoughts are still cooking. And I saw it and I was like, oh, that's a really cool jacket. And it was white faux fur. It was like a bolero
Ooh.
kind of. And so I went in and I was like, do you know what size that is? Or like, do you guys have any more? And she's like, no, that's the only one. It was like a sample. You can try it on if you want.
Yeah, why do they display it? That pisses me off. Whether it's on the mannequin, they're like, it's the only one. I'm like, then I guess that's what I'm taking.
You know why? I think it's because they get it in. Maybe it's like a return or something. And they're like, oh, nobody's going to buy this. So we'll just throw it on the mannequin so it's not on the floor. But anyways, I was like, let me
I
try
guess that's
that
a good
on.
point.
And I tried it on and I was like, I thought it was very cute. And then I looked at the price tag and it was like $250. And I was like, I could get it off
For
Amazon.
faux fur?
For faux fur. I was like, I could get this off of Amazon.
We gotta
and I
touch
think
grass.
I did. I was going to say, I think I did get it off Amazon last year for Martha May. So I was like, I just need to go digging in the archives and find it.
Find a select Temu purchase for you. It's so you reminded me of something. When I think of like fur jacket, like faux fur jackets, especially white, doesn't that read as like very, I don't know, Eastern European to you? I just think Slavic. It's very like, I'm Polish and I know a lot of like Polish people when they come into the United States, especially women, they love wearing faux white fur.
Really? Okay.
It's incredibly
that's
Eastern European, incredibly Russian in my mind.
Very like
very Melania Trump.
Romanov.
Who cares about? Have you ever heard that leak of her when she's talking about like decorating for Christmas?
Yes.
She go, who cares about the fucking Christmas? It's so funny. It's honestly the best thing I've ever heard.
It is so good. It is so
she goes,
good.
everybody keeps talking to me about the Christmas. Who cares about the fucking Christmas?
Who cares about the fucking Christmas?
Fucking kids are decorating for fucking Christmas. I don't care. So what?
Oh my God. I need to re-listen to that.
It's just like such a random of all the hot mic moments
It
to
is.
come out of that wing. I'm just like, that's the funniest one.
And it was the year that she decorated and it was like very scary. Like it was
Well,
like,
now I understand better. I'm like, well, who cares about the fucking Christmas?
who cares about the fucking Christmas?
And Laura Benanti does such a great impression of her. She's so
She
good at
does.
it.
And she has the exact same like bone structure as her.
The eyes and everything. She goes, Melania Trump.
Melania.
Santa Claus is coming for the Christmas.
What a Christmas.
She's from Yugoslavia?
I almost wanted to say like Albania or something, but
I think you might be right. Ashley was
Okay.
telling me about it because apparently her and Melania Trump are from the same place. And I'm
I
like,
thought you were gonna be
I
like,
need you. You
they're
guys look
friends.
nothing alike, by the way. I'm like, you're blonde and white as a ghost.
that is
Why is- no.
crazy. So, like her parents are from Albania
I guess
or
so.
wherever Melania's from.
I don't know. I mean, Ashley also says she's Mediterranean. And I'm like, okay, yeah, me too. Like,
And I'm also Serbian. Like,
Serbian.
Oh my
wait,
God.
we'll do some. Wait, did you ask a question just now? I forgot.
yeah,
I see it steamrolled over you.
your go-to holiday outfit.
Oh, that was the question.
Yes.
Okay. I think that was mine.
Oh, wait, sorry, I forgot to shout the person out.
Who was
Kelsey
it?
Iachetta, who has she
Kelsey.
always sends stuff. Yeah.
Kelsey,
Thanks,
please know we
Kelsey.
remember you here on CreepTime.
Yes.
Oh God, let me see if I have one. Ooh, okay. This is from. Oh, I recognize this girl. This is _Jordan Tell _ Hi Jordan, please know that I recognize you from your picture. I see you comment all the time. She said, "Did you grow up with a star or an angel on your Christmas tree? Which do you prefer? Thanks."
I know we had both at certain points, but
Bofa.
Bofa. But I will say there was a star that I remember my mom got that oh God, I hope she won't hear this, but I have been trying to find it this year to give to her for Christmas. Like try to like find a replica of it because she loved it so much.
I love that. Why, what did it look like?
Oh, it was beautiful. It was like, well, first of all, it lit up, which like that I feel like in the early 90s was like newfound technology that somehow she found this like star that would actually light up from the inside. It looked like a light bright. Like it was like all these different colors. Like, and it looked like stained glass, but like the inside of it was all like it was gorgeous.
It sounds
and like
beautiful.
I've been trying to find one that looks just like that. I haven't found like the
Wait,
exact.
employ me. I think I can help.
Okay,
I'm really good at finding like finding products and sourcing back.
Well, I'll send you the like reference photo and then we can try to find it. But
you have an actual picture of it?
Well, I have one that's similar. It's not the actual one. I wish I had a picture of like our old tree or something.
There's a subreddit that can do this for you too, actually.
Really?
There's a couple of them that do this where it's like, help me find this product. And people draw products they remember from their childhood from memory.
Oh my God.
And people in the comments are just like sending links. They're like, it's got to be this. It's got to be this.
Oh my God.
99% of the time, they crack it. They find it for you.
Okay, well, it will be a Christmas miracle. That would be, and I like, honestly, it would bring me to absolute tears. Like it was.
Oh God.
One of those like Christmas memories where it's just like, oh my God, that was kind of the final like piece of the puzzle always was that star that went on the top of the tree. But anyways,
whatever happened to it? Where'd it go?
I don't know. I don't know if it got lost when we moved or if my mom threw it away for some reason because it like stopped working or something.
Yeah,
but
shorted out.
yeah, but like those I feel like that's such a thing around the holidays, the like little tiny memories you have that are like the most special, like little trinkets that got brought out every single year. There are
ornaments I still remember to this day.
Yeah.
And I don't know where they are.
What is one that you think of?
Well, there was this one I was obsessed with as a kid. It was a manger. The entire baby Jesus manger inside of a little glass bubble. So it was a big glass bubble, like a glass ornament. And at the bottom, it had like tiny, tiny little sticks of like hay or something, like little like nesting, like basically a nest at the bottom. And then all these little figurines in there of the Virgin Mary, and baby Jesus in the manger. And I don't know why I was obsessed with it as a kid. Because you fixate on those.
You do. It's because it's world building. I was like, it's a little like tiny world.
I was like, oh my God. There was also this, God, if I could ever find this, it would bring me to tears. I'm planting the seed now. It was a Christmas decor piece, but it was not an ornament. It was this little, I don't even know what you would call it. Maybe just like something to put on a shelf. And it was a little circle pad and it had a tiny little bedroom on it with a bear. And it was like a little tiny like house set up where it was like the bed and this little tiny stove and like a little like thing of Kindle next to the stove and like a rug. And it was all ceramic. And it was so cozy to look at. Just every time I looked at it, I was like, that looks so cozy. I want to be there.
Was it like a little dollhouse ornament?
No, because there were no like walls or anything. It was just like a little bedroom set up on this cylinder with this bear. I loved it. I'm going to try to find it.
I feel like we were the same little kid because it was like always those little like miniature worlds and like the thought that I thought it could maybe come alive or something.
I was extremely Christmas sentimental as a kid. I think we both were.
I mean, I still am, unfortunately.
I made my family get around the tree, hold hands.
That's incredible.
We got around the tree because we used to decorate the tree together as a fam. We held hands and then I kicked us off and it went.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew.
Welcome Christmas Eve.
And Mel's like, welcome. And you're like, I need you up here.
Yeah, I was like, you're down here. Why I go down here? Be up here.
Be up here. That is so sweet. Oh my God.
So we also had a star for a lot of it, but we actually had an angel for more of my childhood. We always had an angel because my grandma had gifted us this one. You want to talk about technology, Christmas technology. This was an angel that also lit up, but you place it on top of the tree. So the skirt goes on top of like the point of the tree. The angel moves constantly. So the angel is constantly in this like flux of just like circling around all night.
Just on Molly.
And she had a little light at the top of her head that projected a halo onto the ceiling.
That's Okay,
And I
that
was
is
like, now
actually
that is
newfound.
cunt. That's
That
cunt.
is
That
cunt.
is
That is
groundbreaking
newfound.
technology. There's electricity. There's getting to space. There's the angel with the halo that projects from the crown of her head onto the ceiling. That's the peak.
100%. I'm like, why are we sending
Thomas
people
Edison,
to the moon?
who?
Yeah.
Who?
We don't need to send
Benjamin
people to
Franklin,
the moon.
what? Go away.
Oh my
I'm
God.
done with you. I'm done with you.
Does anybody have that angel still?
We must. I think it's another situation of like, I don't know if it works. So it becomes
Yeah.
harder and harder every year to justify getting
Keeping
rid of it.
I
'Cause,
know.
Like, oh, I don't even know if we could find it. It was like a vintage thing.
Oh my God. See, there's something about the 90s, like the 90s holiday decor that was just like so, oh God, I wish I could just go back.
The peak era of like the age of the department store, the age of Black Friday. Like there was, people say we have a shopping problem now, and we do, but like we did that too.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Speaking of that, last night to go to bed, I put on Love Actually.
Really?
Yes. You've seen that, of course, right?
Yeah, a million years ago though.
Okay. There was somebody I was talking to recently that said they had never seen it. But I got to the part where the guy's wrapping the box. So Mr. Beans is wrapping the box so slowly, and I was like, "Oh my God, I love this movie."
Did it give you
hold on.
ASMR?
Yeah. No, because it gives me anxiety because he's rapping.
Really?
Because I don't know if you remember this part in the movie, but Alan Rickman's character is having an affair with his wife.
Yes.
I mean, on his wife. And so he goes to get the mistress this like really nice piece of jewelry, and he's just slowly wrapping it. And the wife's about to come around the corner. And he's like, hurry it up.
It's giving me tingles right now just thinking about like, oh, I want to watch a gift wrapping ASMR. I'm going to do that tonight.
Yes. Oh my
gift
God.
wrapping ASMR.
Yeah, that sounds so lovely. Okay, let me ask you one more question.
Sure.
Or I don't know how many we want to do before we go into your story.
I think
let's
3 is
see.
good. 3 was like
Okay.
a good like teaser.
Okay.
Also, that blood on the top of your scalp is kind of crazy. I gotta be honest.
I don't even know
when you
if
just
he
keep like,
actually-
it's like so casual because the costume is so funny that you just have like a big giant gash on the top of the crown of your head.
It's definitely
so
also
violent.
It's supposed to be a burn mark, but I'm just having it be
I was gonna
blood.
say, I was like, I don't remember there being like actual wounds on the top of his head.
And then you know what happened is I pulled out the stage blood, put it here, and then I go, I'll put some here. I'll put some
Yeah,
there.
me with the blush today. I had to take some of it off because I was like,
Did you?
I'm
It's
like,
a
so
little
I'm
too
just
much.
red. I'm just red.
I'm giving Rudolph. Okay, wait, there was one really funny one that I was cracking up that I wanted to find. Hold on.
Welcome Christmas Eve.
This is amazing. From
Yes.
Aaron with a million E's, R's, I's, and N's. Are reindeer aware that they are seasonal employees? And which would talk trash the most?
Can we name them all? Donner
You know, Dasher.
and Dasher and Dancer, Comet and
and
Blitzen.
Cupid and Donner and Blitzen.
Wait, name them all? How
Wait,
many
wait,
are
wait.
there? Are there 9
You
or
know
8?
Dasher and Prancer and something and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. So I'm missing this one. You know Dasher and
Sure.
Dancer and Prancer and Vixen,
Yes.
Donner and Cupid and Comet and Blitzen. Got it. Okay.
But do you recall,
Do you recall
the most
cuntiest
famous, the
reindeer of all?
cuntiest reindeer of all? It would be Rudolph. Rudolph has the
Yeah, come on.
deepest story of being hurt. So I believe Rudolph is talking the most shit in
Yes.
Rudolph's adult life.
Yes.
Do they know they're seasonal employees?
Yes, so they don't care.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. Because
Yeah.
like, yeah. They're
'Cause-
they're in training season leading up to Christmas. And then as I'm saying this, I'm like, who is this for?
It's cracking me up because I'll tell you something.
I'm like, well, they're in training season.
They're in training season. Also, of course, they don't care. They only work 2 months out of the year. They're in training season for November, and then they
Mhm.
do December, and then get off the whole week after Christmas. They got to rest.
That's true. And what about returns? Because Santa is doing returns these
Santa's
days.
doing
So I've
returns.
read.
Yeah. I feel like Rudolph is like, I don't do returns.
Just to be clear, reindeer aren't real, correct?
No, they're real.
Don't fuck with me right now.
They're real.
Because I'm like actually like 50-50 and I'm not sure.
No, baby. I think they're 100% real. They
Reindeer
just-
are not real.
Yes, they are. Reindeer are definitely real.
No, they're not.
They're just not red-nosed and they can't fly.
No, reindeer aren't real. Wait, what?
Baby, reindeer are the only successfully, hold on. The reindeer or caribou is a species of deer with circumpolar distribution native to the Arctic, subarctic, tundra, boreal, and mountainous regions of northern Europe, Siberia, and North America.
This got me fucked up. I thought reindeer were fully fictional animals.
No, baby, they're so real.
I was like, sure. I'm like, I know there are animals that are like reindeer adjacent, but like reindeer aren't real.
No, they're real.
Whoa.
Yeah, mind blown. Creepers. Live mind blowing on our Christmas special.
I gotta see one. I gotta go see one.
They look they have huge antlers, like just like you would think.
I always thought in like movies that was some like reindeer adjacent animal, like that's not a reindeer, and those were like, I don't know, like attachments they put onto the.
They're real, baby.
I'm about to have a stroke.
Christmas, it's a Christmas miracle, y'all. It's
Oh my
magic.
God.
That's the magic of Christmas.
Christ almighty. All right. Well, let me jump in.
God.
Thank you for
Okay.
going through those questions.
Oh my
Well,
God,
we have
yeah,
so many more
so
to come
fun.
at the end of this, but I'm going to jump into our final story if
Okay.
you're ready.
I'm so ready.
Okay. This one is not terribly long, but it did scare me because I was hunting and hunting and hunting. And I was like, let's go with this. So this is from username Slinger, but it's spelled a little funky, -Mojo44. So thank you to that Slinger.
Thanks, Slinger Mojo 44.
Slinger Mojo.
Mojo.
It's like Mojo. It did not have a title. So what could I title it right now? I'm going to title it Babysitting
Ooh, okay.
or Christmas Babysitting.
The creative juices are flowing. The
Staying
mind
on
is
theme.
still blown from reindeer.
I was gonna say, it's like, can you see what's going on up here? All right.
Okay.
I've got a story that still bothers me to this day. The setup is a little off, to put it lightly, but I swear on everything this happened to me. When I was 19, I was coming home from college for winter break, and I ended up working a babysitting job for my neighbors around Christmas time. I'd known the parents since I was little because they were both close with my parents, and they used to come over our house all the time when I was growing up. It might have been something like a week before Christmas, but it was a snowy Friday night, and they had asked me the week before if I would be available to come over and watch their daughter since they had plans to go to a Christmas party a town over. I was kind of looking forward to an easy winter break since finals were pretty brutal on me that year, but I also needed the money because it was the first year that I spent a little too much money on Christmas gifts for my siblings and my parents. So I was down for the extra cash. Plus, I loved their daughter, Kaylee. I babysat for her the whole summer as a part of a job I had over break. I went over there that Friday night. Kaylee's mom gave me the rundown and she left me cash to order us some takeout, said, get whatever you want. And then her parents took off to the Christmas party. Let me just say, I would never speak poorly about someone's child, but it may be good to know that Kaylee was really a sweet girl and I loved her, but she was also a bit of a strange kid. She was 8 when I first started sitting for her, and she would get into these moods where she would get very hot and cold with me out of nowhere. Like one second we would be playing and we'd watch a movie together, and then out of nowhere, she would just ask to get up, stop playing, and she would go play in her room alone for a bit. But that can be normal for some kids. Even as I'm writing this, I'm feeling the nerves coming back from that night because this had to be the creepiest experience I had ever had in that house. Kaylee liked playing on her own sometimes, so when she asked while we were watching the Polar Express that night if she could go to her room to play for a bit, I said it was okay. I had to order us food anyway, so we decided on pizza, and I was going to go off, and she would stick to her room, and I would just get everything going with the delivery. Everything was cool for a second. I called the local pizza place that we loved called Monroe's, but then while I was finishing up the order, I heard Kaylee talking in her room, and it threw me off for a second. She was like having a make-believe conversation with somebody, but it didn't sound make-believe in a weird way. It's hard to describe it. So I just walked over and wait, hold on. I can hear you breathing so close. I'm so sorry.
Oh, really? Oh, sorry. I'm locked in.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I was like, I was like, power through. It was distracted
God,
me, but
I'm sorry.
it was getting to the point where it's like, it's like
well, I went, like at
the
one
mic
point,
was getting
I was
so
like,
close.
oh, no.
I could hear myself through the headphones. So then I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
I gotta pause it.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
I'm pulling the mic down.
I'm sorry.
Sorry to
Maybe,
you
maybe
and
we
the
can cut
creepers.
that out. I don't know, but maybe not.
No, keep it.
Okay. Wait, let me start that passage over again. I lost. Okay. Everything was cool for a second. I called the local pizza place. We loved Cold Monroe's. And while I was finishing up the order, I heard Kaylee talking in her room, and it threw me off for a second. She was like having a make believe conversation, but it didn't sound make believe, is the best way I can describe it. So I just walked over, and once I got close enough to her door, my steps kind of creaked on the floor. The talking stopped. I remember I opened the door slowly once I got close enough, and I shot a quick glance around the room, and then I said something like, "You're chatting it up in here. Who are you talking to?" Kaylee looked at me with a blank stare for a second, and then she changed her focus down to her bracelets. And Kaylee kind of looked back at me, and I didn't know what to say. So then I just said, "Was there anybody you were chatting with?" And she says, "My friend Amy." Just so you know, Amy was an imaginary friend that Kaylee had made up back over the summer. So she just jumped straight back into playing. And that was all I thought it was. So I just kept talking to her for a second, and I was making some conversation. And I asked, "Was there anything you were talking to Amy about?" And she said, "We were talking about presents for Santa and what he's going to bring me this year." So I just hung in the doorway for the room for a little bit, trying to keep the conversation up. And then I told her that, maybe we could play a game or something after dinner. The food's going to be here soon. That was pretty normal for Kaylee. She really just took a little bit of warming up before she wanted to hang out with you sometimes. Totally fine. So I went back to the kitchen and I started setting up the plates, and I was just scrolling my phone while I was organizing the table. I was putting down some paper towels before the pizza was going to get there. But at one point, I heard it again. Kaylee was talking in her room, and it was the same kind of pattern as before, very conversational. Again, it's hard to say how I knew, but the conversation, it just didn't seem like play, if that makes sense. It just literally sounded like she was talking back and forth to somebody. But this is what still makes my stomach drop. I got curious for a second what it was she was actually talking about. And I know people could absolutely judge me for eavesdropping on a kid, but I just wanted to figure out what it was she was saying and why she was speaking the way she was speaking. So I sort of snuck back down the hallway towards her bedroom, and I tried to stay quiet so she wouldn't hear the floor creak for when I got close to the door. And the first three things I heard were her talking about Santa, like she said before. And she was talking about all the things that she asked for. And the list just kept going on and on and on. And this whole time, I'm obviously assuming that she's saying all of this to Amy, her imaginary friend. And then at one point, while she's saying that, she asks a question out loud. And she said, "Do you think anyone's ever seen Santa in their house?" And the sound of this still makes my heart drop to this day. But I swear to God, I heard the voice of a grown woman in her bedroom whisper, "I've seen him."
Oh my God.
Not kidding. This was not Kaylee's voice. It wasn't even the voice of a little kid. It was the voice of a grown woman that I heard behind that door saying those words. And it shouldn't have taken me this long, but I just stood there probably close to 15 seconds in shock from what I was hearing because it scared me that bad. But once I got the nerve and it actually kicked in, I grabbed the door handle to swing the door open just to find out what the hell was going on. But the door was locked, which was something she never did. So I just started banging on the door because at this point, I had just convinced myself that she might be in there with an actual grown up, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I remember slapping the palm of my hand on her door hard as hell, and I was just shouting, "Kaylee, open up this door right now." I heard the door unlock. She swung the door open, and she was just staring at me, and I barged in the room right past her, looking at every corner, and I didn't see anything in her bedroom. I turned to her, and I was just confused. I kept looking in every place I could think of. I turned my attention over to the closet, which was already open, and I could see it was completely empty inside. You could see the whole thing. She also had this raised bed that I could see under, and there was obviously nobody under there. So I just threw my focus back to her, and I was like, "What did I just hear?" And what scared me was that she didn't immediately answer me right away, but she also didn't look confused. So I said it again. I said, "Kaylee, what did I just hear in this room that sounded like somebody else's voice?" And she looked me dead in the eyes, and she said it was Amy. That was the moment my stomach got tied up in knots because I really didn't have an explanation for what that was. Like, the bedroom was technically on the second floor. It was kind of this weird setup of a house where the house was all one floor. So when you would enter at the living room, it then curves around to the right of the hallway where all the bedrooms are. But the yard of the house dips super low below the bedroom. So the bedrooms are technically on top of the garage. So basically, the bedrooms are a full story up from the ground floor. And I'm telling you that because there is no way somebody could have been at her window in this scenario. And believe me, I checked. It just wouldn't have made sense. I didn't know what to do. And I didn't want to scare her by letting her know how badly it freaked me out. So I ended up asking her to come with me to the living room. And then I snuck away to the kitchen for a second to call her parents and ask them to come home from the party right now. I told them over the phone that everything was fine, but that I was a little freaked out and I didn't feel comfortable staying for the rest of the night. And honestly, I think how I explained it was probably even scarier for them because I was being very vague. They just thought that something might have been up, so they said they would be home in less than 20 minutes. Basically, the whole time, I just kept peering down that hallway towards her bedroom door, just thinking about that weird adult voice. Like, it was totally possible that that was her voice. She did the voice herself, but I could not imagine that voice coming out of Kaylee's mouth. It was a low adult female voice that I heard behind the door. When the parents got home, I had to apologize to them for freaking out. And I did end up telling them what I thought I heard while reassuring them that might have been nothing or it was probably nothing. And they told me they completely understand. They let me go home early, but they did look at me like I was insane, except her dad. He was actually taking it kind of seriously and did go into her room himself and he scoped it out. But again, there was nothing in there. I don't really know what it was I experienced that night with Kaylee, and I don't know how to explain it. But the best that I've got is that I heard Amy.
Oh my God. Oh God. I was like putting myself in the, because I've babysat a lot in my time, as have you. I was like, I was thinking of a kid I used to babysit in particular who was like a little quirkier. And I was like, if I heard that kid talking to somebody, I'd already be scared. But if I heard another voice, I would have lost my mind. I would have lost
It's like
my
inconceivable.
mind.
If you're like, I mean, I think we've all had that experience where like you're not eavesdropping on a kid or something. I was relating to that when I was hearing it and I was like, you definitely check on kids, especially like I used to babysit for a girl that loved like her iPad time and she was allowed to have it. So I gave it to her, but she wanted to like be on her bed and like be on her iPad. So I would just like kind of walk by the bedroom just to like lend an ear to be like, is everything still okay? Okay. Cause she was little. But like if I ever did that and if I heard a goddamn grown up in the room.
Oh my God. You know what's so sinister about that story too is like the idea of them talking about Santa and her being like, "Well, I've seen
Oh yeah,
him."
what the hell was said? Hold on, I gotta go back.
She said, "I've seen him."
Yes, okay, yeah, because she was like, Kay, the little girl or something. Kaylee said, "Do you think anybody's ever seen Santa or something like that?" And then a voice of a woman goes, "I've seen him,"
Which sounds like something that would be said. You know what I mean? Like it just sounds
Ooh,
like
I hate
sounds
it.
like something that would be said if it was like an intruder that was trying to relate to a child and like not
win over a kid or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, because it's like not so over the top that it's sorry, I touched my head and the whole bald cap is falling off. But
Let it go, baby. Let it go.
It's about to go. Let it go.
Let it go.
But it just sounds plausible. Like it just when you said it, I was like, oh my God, like that's so scary. Oh God.
But as I was reading it, I was trying to work through. I'm like, it kind of seems like there's no real explanation for that. The only thing I could think of, I'm like, and I don't have this part of the story, but I was like, does this kid have like a phone or something? Could she be talking on the phone to somebody? Because
yeah.
the weird part is that the bedroom door was locked.
Right.
Because like if the babysitter just like swung the door open or something to like barge in and nobody was there, that would be scary. But it's the fact that there was a blip of time where the door was completely locked and the little girl, Kaylee, had to come over and unlock it.
Oh God. And the other part that really freaks me out for some reason was her slamming the hand on the palm of her hand on the door, being like, Kaylee.
You know what was the first thing when I read that? The first thing I thought of, I was like, acrylics.
Acrylic. I'm like, Kaylee. No.
As someone who has worn one too many acrylics on this show, I can tell you when you got a knock, you go, hello.
Hello. At some point, we need to just get you like a full set that you could use for like 3 costumes back to back to back. Just so you can feel
I reuse all my acrylic. Oh, you want me to keep them on permanently for the season?
Just to see, just to feel, just to see what it's like.
That's true. I mean, the second we're done shooting with them, I do rip them off.
Yeah.
I can't take it. I can't take it.
I recently have been getting them done by somebody new who I adore, but they have been a little bit pointier than they have been in the past. So I keep finding
Oh.
I'm like ripping into things. Like,
Yeah,
I
they
have
look a little
claws,
sharp, a
baby.
little sharp. You got talons.
They are. I was actually scratching
Talons.
Andrew's head the other day and he was like, ah. And I was like, oh, sorry. I was like, I think I just drew blood. My God.
Jesus Christ.
I
You got to
know.
get a tetanus shot or something.
That's right. Oh my God.
Creepers,
Well,
thank you for listening to 3 of
holy
our
crap.
spooky Christmas stories.
That was you know what else I kept thinking about while you were telling that story? And it's not a babysitting scenario, but it reminded me of Jean Benet. And I always forget how that happened from a Christmas, like there was a Christmas party. And then the next day, December 26th, I think she went missing
Oh, that's so
and then was
creepy.
found. But
Yeah.
oh God. Something
God,
about
that's true. I do often forget that has like a Christmas, I don't know, like frame around the entirety of the story because it happened Christmas night, right?
Yes. Uh-huh. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but the town I'm originally from, they have a like historic house downtown. And I don't know if this has ever actually been like corroborated, I guess, but the lore growing up was that this huge mansion that's like down kind of by the river, it's called the Murchison House, and that like some dad killed his entire family on Christmas Day in this house. And so like the lore is that it's like this super haunted house and like you're never supposed to go near it
Jesus.
at Christmas time.
Well, you were just reminding me of, I was thinking about the Solder Children, which is an old case we've done on CreepTime, but I'm pretty sure that happened on Christmas Eve where the Solder house burned down.
Yes.
And I believe only the parents got out. But because it took so long for the fire department to get there because it was Christmas Eve, nobody was working. But when they inspected the home after, assuming all of the Solder children had burned alive, there was no evidence of their bodies in the home. Like,
so freaking scary.
It's like those children were never in the house as it was lit on fire.
Also, I don't know if you just heard that. That's in my house.
I did hear that.
That's in my house.
What is that?
God, all the lights are off right now, and I'm like, I don't want to look.
Dude.
I think somebody knocked on the door. If I'm being perfectly honest, I think somebody knocked on the door. I'm not answering it.
To leave a package, maybe?
Maybe, hopefully. I'm not expecting anything. So
You are tomorrow.
what? Oh my God. I'm like,
I was like, so make sure your ass is home.
okay, I will be. I actually won't be home, but
Shit.
he'll be here.
Oh
my God,
I was like, damn,
creepers.
I was like, it's wrapped and everything.
Oh my God, you're so sweet. Not that it's you. It's from Marv. It's from Marv.
From Marv. Should we jump back into some Q&A stuff? I want to see if we can get through like more of them this time.
I know. I feel like, oh my God, this bald cap, I can't. Okay.
I feel
let's
your
see.
pain, baby. I do.
Oh my
I don't
God.
think mine was glued down in the back when I wore it either.
How long did it take you to do that for Mr. Clean? Let's scrub.
Let's scrub. I mean, it took a surprising amount of time because I
Oh my
think that's what I
God.
said because I was like, I'm gonna do Mr. Clean because that seems like an easy costume to do, like very like low key, low stakes, and it took so long.
Did you put a wig cap on underneath it, or how
Yes.
did you? Oh, okay. I think
Wig cap,
that's the thing. Is I put this on and I was like, okay, like it's just dark. Like it doesn't look like
No.
skin.
I think that was the reason I was like, everybody said wear like a flesh tone. I double wig capped for that because my
Oh
hair
my
was
God.
so dark. Even the sheerness of the one wig cap was peeking through. So I double wig capped.
Double wig capped.
And I will be attending the Academy Awards in February to accept my Oscar for prosthetic makeup achievement. Let's see what we got here.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, I've got one. Although I feel like I
Okay.
already know the answer to this for you. Fake Christmas tree or real Christmas tree?
Ooh, well, this year is a fake Christmas tree, but I love a real Christmas tree, but you got to be committed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you have a real one this year?
We have a real one this year, and I don't know if I've watered it yet. I'm like,
Is that thing going to make it to the party?
I don't know. I'm like, I feel like he's on top of it, like watering. I've watered it, I think the first day we got it, watered it.
Mhm.
And then what I keep forgetting to do, this is terrible. I'll leave the lights on because I like the cozy vibe. And then I'm like, oh shit. Like
You just got to
forgot-
get that timer.
I know. We talked about this. But yeah, the like having a real tree, Creepers is the first time I've ever had a real tree. It is glorious. It's so like nice just to walk by and it smells like a fir tree. It's the best.
I know. Are you vacuuming the needles like constantly from the floor?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, if you water it, that will help. You know what
Mhm.
we used to do, which was crazy? I don't know if this is something people do, but there was like liquid Miracle Grow or something. And like when you water it, my dad used to do this. He would like put a few drops of that liquid Miracle Grow in there. And I swear to God, it made the tree like spruce up a lot.
Beautiful. Oh my God, that's such a good idea. Okay.
It was basically like a shot of steroids for the tree. And the
Love
tree is
it.
like, bitch, it's Christmas time.
It's like, I'm going to start dancing around. Oh my God, I love that.
Let me see. But yeah, to answer your earlier question, I do have a fake tree this year. And it's very tiny, but it's right next to me.
Are you a white light or a multicolored light person?
Oh, that's really tough. I've done white and blue. I think a combination of like white and blue lights. Hello, Hanukkah is like really actually nice. I think I got this embedded in my head as a kid where like my parents always said, even though my dad does multicolor lights, he was like, white lights or like all blue lights, like monochromatic lights. That's classy.
It's very classic. It's very traditional.
Classy. Yeah, but there's nothing that beats the coziness of like a multicolored tree.
I know. I love the old kind of retro multicolored bulbs. You know what I'm talking about?
Of course, yeah. The big chunky ones.
I love those.
Do you ever do tinsel on a tree?
I have not, but I feel like that is such a like 1950s like retro vibe. I would love to do like one year a kitschy Christmas, like just do a whole theme where like it's kind of vintagey kitschy Christmas. I think it'd be so fun.
My friend Candace was telling me the other night that she likes a non-naturally colored tree, and I thought that was interesting, like a white Christmas tree.
Oh, okay.
Or she wanted like a pastel pink, and I was like, huh. But then I went to Kalpana's house around Thanksgiving, and she already had her tree up, very inspirational, and she had a white Christmas tree. It was so beautiful.
They can look really, really pretty.
I'm telling you, Stu, because she had a theme for it. So all the ornaments were in uniform where it was like woodland creatures.
Aww.
So it was this white Christmas tree that had like really like a heavy velvet like bows and like multicolored bows throughout. And it had like all these ornaments of like little woodland creatures in the tree, like little squirrels and like little baby owls. And I was like,
it could be such a cute idea too, is like the whole tree is white. So it's a snow white, like it's like a hill that's covered in white snow.
It was like a snow top, yeah.
And then if you did like green velvet, like ribbon around it or something, that could be so pretty. She's giving me, Kalpana, you're giving me inspiration for next
It looked
year.
really beautiful because I never would have thought like, oh, a white Christmas tree. I'm like, that's very like retro 60s in my mind. And I'm like, I go for the classics. Like go back to the 50s for that. But she made it look beautiful.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much.
Oh, okay. This is from... I think it's LL Jose. Hi, LL Jose.
LL Cool J. Hello.
Oh, childhood crush.
Oh my
Possible
God,
awakening.
really?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's so niche.
I was
love
obsessed
that.
with the movie Last Holiday as a kid.
Oh my God.
For the first movie I ever paid for with my own American dollars as a child. I
And
bought
then
it on
at the
iTunes.
end, were you like, excuse me, like record scratch?
No, I cried every time.
Oh my God, that's such a good
Because she's
movie.
gonna live.
She's gonna
George
live.
is gonna live.
Is that
I
a
used
Christmas
to watch
time?
it.
That's a Christmas time movie, right?
I think so. Or I
Okay.
can't tell if I'm forced. There's snow because she's at like a ski resort in Europe. I'm pretty sure. I think it's in Europe. Maybe it's in Canada. But she works in a department store when she finds out she's like terminally ill.
Yes.
Spoiler, she's not terminally
She's not. Sorry.
Yeah. But that's the joy of it. So I think
Yes.
it's like they're getting ready for Christmas time in the department store. She's like a gift wrapper or
That's
something.
right. That's right.
But LL Jose asks, would y'all do some type of Christmas caroling or a cover of a Christmas song together? An extension of this question, have you ever done Christmas caroling? I guess, would you and have you?
I feel like, well, now probably not. Like, if you're asking me if today I would go put on, actually, no, I take that back. If you marched up to my door right now and you had a whole costume for me and you said, put on this hoop skirt and a bonnet and come carol with me, I
bonnet.
absolutely would.
Creepers, if you want to send us your address, all of your addresses, and we can come door to door and Christmas carol for you, please let us know.
Please.
That would be crazy if we showed up, both of us in hoop skirts and bonnets. We go, hark the herald angels.
Sing.
What does Lisa sing? Lisa Barlow sing?
Born
in a manger, his little babe. I don't know how that song goes.
The little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head.
No crib to his name, his bed. That's what we'll sing.
That's what. I do remember A Christmas Carol. I don't know if this really counts. LL Cool J, but but there was in my chorus in high school, we did have to like go around to like different retirement homes and whatever. We'd sing
Oh,
Christmas
yeah, that's
carols.
Christmas caroling.
We did this one carol. I think I've told you about it before, maybe last Christmas, but on our tradition was we'd walk into the space like from a door or whatever, like unannounced, and we would, or I guess they would announce us like the class is coming to sing or whatever the chorus, but we would come in and start singing the moment we walked in, and we go, Christmas is coming. I can't even get through it. The goose is getting fat. Please to put a penny in the old man's
To clarify,
hat.
you barrel through a door to
Yes.
elderly people who are just trying to ride out their years in peace. You kick open a door like the fucking Kool-Aid man. You go, Christmas is coming.
The goose is getting fat.
You're crazy for that.
No, let me take it
You're
one step.
wild for that.
Let me take it one step further. It was around. So it'd be like, Christmas is coming.
circle them.
The Christmas is coming.
You're doing it in Canada. Christmas is coming. Who cares
The
about the
goose
fucking
is getting
Christmas?
fat. Who cares about the fucking Christmas? Who cares about the fucking Christmas goose?
What song? I've never even heard that carol.
Could not tell you. It was passed down. Apparently, there was a choir teacher that had been there, like, I don't know, in the 70s or something.
Wrote the song.
I think wrote the song. I'm being dead serious. I think he wrote this song, and then it was passed down as a tradition to every single chorus group. And yeah, and then we'd go, please to put a penny in the old man's hat. Please to put a penny in the old man's hat.
Is that meaning like some Salvation Army shit?
I think so. Maybe
Propaganda. It's a propaganda song.
It was either that or maybe it was a like old choral or maybe an old like hymn or something, like going to the offering at like a church or something, like put a penny in the old man's hat.
The collector at church. What are those called? We used to do that.
Isn't it just called the collection?
Yeah, it probably is.
The
But
collection.
is there a name for the collector?
Oh,
The child snatcher.
yeah, the child snatcher.
Wait, let's keep moving on to more of these questions.
okay,
I feel
sorry.
I'm like we're already taking too long.
Sorry. Okay. Hold on. This is from DSAPS. DSAP says, this is semi-creep time related, not Christmas related though.
Jesus.
What would your housewife's tagline be?
Oh.
How have we never pre-planned this?
Do you have one?
I feel like it would
Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming, and the goose is getting fat.
I feel like mine would be like, I'm not a bitch, but I'm that biche.
Oh, that would be a good one.
Something like that. I don't know.
Because biche, so Stu has a lot of history with the word biche. For
It's
those who
true.
don't know, biche was like a cultural staple in her life through her 20s.
It just means bitch, but it just sounds more
means bitch.
elegant.
Biche.
Biche.
Oh shit! Now I gotta think. I'm my mind is like running with spooky ones, but I don't know if there are any good spooky ones.
Yeah, yours just got to be spooky.
Would it be like Hollywood? They say Hollywood's a ghost town, and I'm here to haunt, like something like that.
Wait,
they're so
T,
bad.
you just killed that. Out
Hollywood's
of
a
nowhere.
ghost town. Where am I? Has people said that? Is that in a song
I'm
somewhere?
like, is Hollywood a ghost town?
No, but that's definitely in a song. I'm pulling that from something. Is that a
Yeah.
Madonna song?
In my mind, all I keep hearing is "Party in the USA." Hopped
That's
off
also
the
my
plane at
tagline.
LAX.
Hopped off the plane at LAX with my dream and a cardigan.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I think that would have to be mine. Let me see if I got another
Okay.
one. Well, this is Housewives adjacent, actually. This is
okay.
from, wait, who was the person who asked that question? Did you say?
DSAPs. Yes, DSAPs.
This is from Go Bryant 10, and it says, as a Christmas gift to us, can both of you sing a Christmas song in Meredith Brooks' voice? It's Meredith Marks.
Meredith, but we got you. Brooks Marks.
Brooks
Meredith Marks.
Basically, same voice, by the way.
Yeah. Christmas is coming. Goose. That's like spoken word. I can't think of how she would sing.
You know what I realized it is as of late? Her voice, and this is no meanness to Meredith, but it's a little Squidward.
Yes.
SpongeBob. It's a little like, none of this is okay. You're defaming my character. No. Like when she really speaks fast.
Yes.
None
wow.
of this is okay.
No. I didn't know you could do that. That's amazing.
I didn't.
Oh.
Oh, Harry.
This episode is full of surprises.
What were you saying? Were you?
I was trying to do Christmas is Coming, the Goose. I can't think of how would Meredith sing? Like, it's just like, I can't.
I'm thinking about her Torah reading from her bat mitzvah, bat mitzvah 50.
I don't know.
She would go, the family making I don't want a lot for Christmas. There's just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree.
That's so good.
That is your gift. Go Brian 10.
That's
Go
it.
Brian 10.
Yes. Oh my God. Okay. That was amazing. Oh wow. Okay. I'm like, do I just throw us on our ass and ask an incredibly deep question? This is very sweet.
Please. I mean, we're on limited time for answers, but please.
Okay. Soph DeLoaf said, "Are you both more like your mother or your father?"
Oh, I'm so much like my mom.
Yeah.
So much like my mom. But would you say you're more like your dad?
I think maybe I'm more like my dad. Like deep down, sometimes like my soul, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm very much like both of my parents in a weird way.
I have like lots of traits of my dad. My siblings and I all recognize traits of my dad in us. But personality wise, I'm so much closer to like how my mom was because she was very big and theatrical.
Yeah.
And she always said she wanted to be an entertainer.
Oh my God. Did she ever sing or do anything like that?
Only on the living room table.
Okay.
We broke 3 tables in my childhood.
Stop. She would get up and start singing on the table?
Yeah, we would have we would blast the Blues Brothers because we would play that movie all the time, and we would have full on dance parties and sing and get up on the coffee table and dance.
Oh my God, I love that so much.
And my dad would film.
Oh my God, do you have those tapes somewhere?
Of course we do.
Oh,
yeah.
God, I love that. I feel like personality wise, I'm probably more like my mom, but like my dad's a very like introspective person. I think I can sometimes get that from him too, but I think I'm a lot outwardly more probably like my mom.
Which of your siblings do you feel like you're the most similar to? I think that's another question people ask very rarely.
I think my youngest brother, John, I think we're probably...
You think you've said that before. Yeah.
I think we're just like, we're kind of always on the same wavelength. I think that my other my brother, Blake, I think we're also very similar, but we butt heads a lot. We butt heads a lot more than like John and I do. John and I are always just kind of like...
That can also be because you're similar.
I know. And that's kind of why I bring it up is I'm like, I think some of that is because we butt heads because we're...
Who's the most like Garrett? Is that you?
Probably John.
John's the most like Garrett.
John and Garrett are very close, actually.
Gotcha. Does he ever come out to visit him? Or vice versa, I guess?
Yeah. Yes, because I think he went out to Chicago this summer, and I think he just spent
Chicago!
Chicago!
None of this is okay!
She's from Chicago, right?
I think you're right about that.
Think she's from
she
Chicago.
is. Oh my God. I didn't even think about that. Shit.
Next thing I know, you're going to go off camera and then you're just going to be her. Oh God.
You can. I was like, you be careful with that bald cap.
I know. Oh my God.
The whole thing to rip right off.
I will rip it off at the end of this. Are you more like Tyler or Mel?
I'm much more like Mel. I think Mel and I are a little more similar. We're all like little pieces of each other, but my brother is for sure much more similar to my dad.
Who liked Christmas the most growing up?
I think it was me, but I don't know. It's hard because like, I don't know. I thought it was me. Yeah, I think it's me.
Okay.
I liked decorating a lot, but then once the illusion was broken, so was the spirit.
What illusion?
The anomaly.
The anomaly or the
anomaly.
illusion.
Let's see what else we got. Oh, this is from Bradley_Jers, who I also recognize. I recognize all of you guys, by the way.
Yes, same.
What is the foulest Christmas gift you've ever received?
Oh my God.
Brother. Well, I know what I can say on camera.
What?
I know what I must say on camera. Well, Scott and I, this is purely because Scott and I have this kind of friendship, but Scott ordered me a 12-inch rainbow tentacle dildo with a Christmas bow.
Stop.
Mind you, which I meant to like throw out or put in storage, but I just like left in a drawer because I didn't know where to put it after I was like, I like sublet my place to a friend for a little bit. Went tour last year and he definitely like moved it somewhere.
Oh,
which concerned me.
God. Or he
so
kept
that went into the trash. No, it was like moved to a different location than where I left it.
Good.
And I was like, huh.
Ha. That is so when you say multi-tentacle, like it was
multicolor.
Multicolor.
But also multi-tentacles, I guess. It was a giant, think of an octopus arm.
That's what I'm thinking of.
A curved octopus arm that's rainbow colored and it's 12 inches with a suction cup base.
I can't.
For stability.
Where does he even source that?
He said it took him a while.
There's a lot of R&D behind that.
Like literally, he was like, I had to do some research to make sure I was getting the right thing. And the year before that, he got me something very similar, which was also just as foul. It was a jet black, even bigger. It had to be like 15 inches, massive girth, giant dildo, also with a big suction cup.
Oh my God.
I couldn't even throw it out. I was so embarrassed. I was like, what if somebody, because like people dig through your trash in LA. I'm like, what if somebody digs through my trash? That they're like, what the fuck is this? And what is this?
Return to sender. Oh my God.
The suction cup is straight to my front door.
Just right on your Prius.
Soaring down the highway with my 15-inch dildo, suction cup to the hood.
Driving down Sunset Boulevard.
Coming down. Christmas. I'm watching it. What is the foulest gift you've ever gotten?
Oh God. The first thing that came to mind, and this is not foul, but it was just like unexpected. I had like dated someone. I might have told you this before. I had dated somebody in New York, like on and off, not for very long. It was never like all that serious in my mind. But I came home one Christmas, like to my parents' house, and there was a package there for me. And my parents were like, "Do you know who this is from? It has been here for like 2 weeks, and we just thought it was a package that you ordered to the house so you could wrap it." And I was like, "No, I have no idea." And I opened it and it was like this really nice pair of like wine glasses that had like my like collegiate emblem on them. And I was like, who is this from? And there was no letter or anything. So I was like, this is really nice, but like what? And I was texting all my friends from college. I was like, who got me these? These are so nice. And they were like, we have no idea. And then it was like 2 days after Christmas and it was like him. It was a text that said, do you like the glasses I got you? And I was like, how'd you get my parents' home
address?
How did
he's
you
on
get that?
on truthfinder.com. He's on peoplesearch.net. That's scary, actually.
That's probably the closest I've come to like a stalker situation. And then it happened again another Christmas. I got photographs, not of him, but of like, he was a good photographer and had taken all these like pictures of, I think he had gone to like Africa or something and had sent me all these like beautiful like, canvases basically of photos he had taken.
That's kind of legit.
Was legit and beautiful, but I was like, what? I was like, we haven't talked in a year since you sent me the last gift.
He's just gloating. Think of it like a resume submission.
Exactly. Okay, I have one for you.
Sure.
Since you just had a run-in from A Row Photo, what are your thoughts on Krampus?
I was a little turned on. I'm gonna be for real. Well, I don't know. We were trying to figure out which person who worked there was in the costume because whoever it was a tall guy. I think it was a guy, and he's just very burly. And he comes over with like a stick and literally slaps the fuck out of your ass at the table. And he did it multiple times throughout the night. And I was like, you keep doing that, I'm gonna mow it or something.
And next thing you know, Scott pulls out from underneath the table a huge 12-inch rainbow dildo.
Because since I'm not coming back for Christmas, I wanted to give you this early. He's like, I have nipple clamps in the car as well. God, but those are my thoughts on Krampus. I was like, I had a jolly good time, and I would much rather see a Krampus than a Santa any day of the week.
Yes, he did look. I remember seeing on your story. I mean, he did look pretty burly, and he kind of reminded me of like Hellboy a little bit in a weird way.
I don't know if you saw this in the video, but his backpack has the feet of like a child, because I think that's part of the story of like Krampus. He steals children. So it's like he grabbed a small child and just stuffed him in his backpack because you just see the little shoes poking out.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I'm trying to remember, did they make a Krampus movie recently?
I kind of think they did actually. A horror movie,
Yes.
like a B horror movie.
Mhm, mhm. I
Yeah.
want to see it.
Wait, what are your thoughts on Krampus? You like it?
I think I like
You
it.
into it?
I think I like the good and the evil. I like the fact that exists. Like
I like the lore.
Yes, I like the lore very much. We should do a deep dive on Krampus on Christmas because I
We
don't really.
should.
I
think-
feel like it's Scandinavian or something, maybe or German.
Probably. I mean, I think Kaylin did a whole thing on like Christmas lore and stuff like that. So maybe we'll take a page out of her book or something.
Okay.
She's about to have her baby, by the way.
Oh, she due around Christmas.
Any second. I think
Oh my
first week of
God.
January, I think. Maybe that's off the record. I'm going to stop speaking.
Oh my God.
Let's see. Oh, well, this is a simple one. This is from XX Charlie, not to be confused with Charlie
God.
XCX. XX Charlie, hi, thank you for your question. Favorite Christmas movie, if you had to pick one.
Oh,
An easy way to it is just to say, like, what's one that you'll never get tired of watching? You'll turn it on any chance you get.
The Family Stone.
The Family Stone.
The
I did not
Family
expect
Stone. That movie, I've already watched it once this season. That movie, it just gets me every single time. I think it is the Diane Keaton of it all.
that. Yeah.
I think it's the plot line. Well, first of all, I think it's also seeing Sarah Jessica play somebody. Just, I feel like it's so different from the normal characters she plays, like somebody that's so like buttoned up, has everything together, like super type A. And I think she's brilliant in that movie. Like, I think she's so good. Like, you do not like her so much in that movie. And the whole, the plot line, that scene at the dinner table where she throws the silverware and she goes, I love you, like signs it. Oh, I'm like tears every single time.
You're gonna make me cry.
I know.
You're gonna make me cry. I'm like, you gotta pause that.
I know.
That's
it's
a really
so good.
That's a very like original answer though. I feel like I wouldn't have expected that because my ass was like the Grinch.
The Grinch. Yeah. Is that yours?
I think so. Yeah.
It's so
well,
good. The old or the new?
What's the new? Is it an animation?
Well,
Or what do you consider the new?
I guess the old is the one I consider is the animated one from like the 60s or 70s or whatever.
Oh,
and
that pass on that.
you're
That's
like,
fine.
no, that's old. Okay, you're talking
I've
about.
watched it, enjoyed it, but like I'm talking about Universal's 2000. That was 26 years ago. The Grinch.
Why did you just say that?
Because it's the truth.
26 years ago?
Because we need to have a reckoning with it because it's the truth.
Oh my God.
26 years ago.
I remember seeing it in theaters.
Me too. Me too. I can literally remember the opening, seeing the logo or the title sequence and like the snowflakes coming towards the camera. I love that movie. I love the Polar Express. I will always watch that. I like that less than the Grinch, but I love the world building of that. I like Christmas movies that like take me out of like a town in some way, like mystical Christmas movies.
I will say last year I watched the very first time A Wonderful Life. I had never seen it before.
Really?
And I was like out for 24 hours. I was like, that is the saddest but most like moving movie. But I was like thinking to myself, it was so ahead of its time.
Did you ever do the play as a kid? I feel like that's a common one that gets done in like middle schools and stuff.
No,
really?
No, I never did. Were
I
you
did
in it?
Okay. Yeah. Mel played my daughter. My sister played my daughter.
That's incredible. And she was like, you're so annoying.
Well, there was like a whole scene where I had to literally pick her up and hold her like my daughter. And I was
like the scene.
I was like, this is weird as hell.
Were you Jimmy Stewart's character? You were the main guy?
I think so. Yeah, I was the main guy. Yeah.
Okay.
But again, 3 boys in existence in my school.
Okay, let me see.
I have one. Can I ask you? This is from spook.y.
Okay.
Who is your hear me out in the Christmas universe?
Hear me out in the Christmas universe, like a character or a movie or anything?
Yeah, where you're like,
just
hear me out, because like he or she's got like a little something going on that turns me on.
Oh God.
You're looking right at mine.
Yeah, that turns you on.
Marv?
Yeah,
a little bit.
You're like, I'm turning myself on right now.
I've had to avoid mirrors.
Well, thankfully for me, I'm not. God, I'm trying to think. Okay, I feel like this isn't me like getting turned on though, and also it's not like a hear me out. But anyways, I'll just say it. Oh, actually, no, I got it now. Hear me out. The dad in Elf.
Oh yeah.
The
Oh, I get
dad in
that.
Elf. Yeah.
Yeah.
Him being kind of like, screw you and fuck you and buddy who and whatever. The curmudgeon energy. I'm like, I'm turned on.
That actor, he always looked and reminded me of Lorne Michaels, the SNL runner.
Yeah.
They look like, if you look at a side by side, they look almost identical to me. I'm like, that could be the same person.
That's so funny. I always just think it's so weird to see him and then like watch Misery at Halloween time or whatever.
Yes.
I always forget it's the same person. So
the range, from Misery to Elf, maybe.
To Elf. Oh my God.
I mean, I'm sticking that same universe. I would say Will Ferrell for me is also a hear me out when he's not Buddy the Elf, when he's like a mentally competent adult in another role. But
yeah, you're loving the curly hair.
I know. I was like, maybe that's a theme. Is there anyone? I mean, I used to say the Grinch.
Oh, well, see, I have a problem. I think I mentioned this last year. I have a problem with people that are obsessed with the Grinch.
Like in a sexual way?
Yes. Yeah. Like,
what is it? Is it the termites in the teeth where you're like, what are you doing?
It's something, this is so specific. It's the little belly with no pants.
Love it. What's going on under that fur?
I hate it so much. It cracks me up. Okay, hold on. I gotta ask
it's dad bod. It's dad bod territory.
It is. Okay. Let's see. What is your this is from the Marge Vin. She is the best. I love the Marge Vin. What is your favorite holiday treat that you know you can't pass on? Like if it's sitting out, you're like, I'm gonna have like 10 of those.
There's so many. There are so many. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is like pistachio dessert because somebody always makes it. My dad always does chestnuts. Did your family do that ever?
No. I love that.
He roasts chestnuts. They're such a bitch to roast and like peel. Like it's always like you enjoy it, I think, because you have to work for it, which is kind of annoying. But like they are really good and buttery. Chestnuts are delicious.
Oh my God, I've never had one.
Oh, they're so buttery and delicious. Right, a little bit of salt on top. I can't.
Oh my God.
Christmas treats. There's lots of little things that I love. Cookies. I used to love those like flat, almost like a waffle press thin cookie. They might be Italian and like just powdered sugar on top.
That was literally going to be mine. That was going to be mine.
I love those.
Oh, I love those so much. Those are so good.
My dad, one last thing, my dad had a girlfriend growing up. Her name was Gay, and she Heather Gay, and she used to make this simple snack, and it was like oyster crackers, but she like coated them in something. I know what it is. I've never been able to recreate it. Like we've tried, we can never get the recipe the way she did it. She coats them in like a ranch dust and then butter and then like roasts them a little bit in the oven or something. She used to bring them in tubs around the holidays and we would just like gobble.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Those are those?
So they're like ranch oyster crackers or something.
It's that like, the powdered like ranch or onion soup mix. And then you like put it in a shit ton of butter, like maybe a little garlic powder, some like spices and stuff.
Like,
and then
I don't know what they're crackers. I'm like, who the hell would bring crackers as like, here's a Christmas treat, but we loved it.
I know those. And then people make, I feel like there's a similar thing that people make where they put like saltines out on like a tray and then they put like, this is actually a sweet version, but like caramel and like, and like lots of butter. Those are so good. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's literally the base of the pistachio dessert. It's like basically crumbled up, like salty, like saltines and lots of butter. That it's supposed to be buttery and savory at the bottom. And then the ultra sweetness of like the pistachio layer and then the Cool Whip and cream cheese on top is also sweetened with powdered sugar. So it's so sweet, it balances the cookie being salty.
Yum.
I can't even talk about it.
Oh my God, I can't even talk about it.
I'm getting like, I'm getting turned on. I got to pause.
I know. Oh my God.
Let's see. Well, this isn't a Christmas one. This is from, I could ask this. So this is from JC Lewis. JC Lewis? JC Lewis K. That's what it is.
Not Louis C.K.
No, not Louis C.K. It says, what do you do in preparation before reading a case? I think this might be interesting because we don't usually chat about like our prep of like how we get a case ready before we bring it to CreepTime. I think about that sometimes of like how it can be a little like daunting going into them.
Yeah. Well, do you mean like just doing like the research? Or you mean like prep before like you're gonna present it?
I guess a little bit of both. I was
Yeah.
thinking more of like what we do right before we present. Do you have a
Oh.
ritual or something you do
Right
just before you're like
before.
about to get into it?
I do try to especially if I've researched it prior and it's like been a couple of days, I always try to go back through and read the entirety of the script that I've written because I just feel like it's just best to have because I feel like there's been a couple of times where like I've gone in and like I've had the research and I'm like, oh, I got this case. And then you like start presenting it and you're like, oh shoot, like I'm kind of forgetting like little bits and pieces right now and like trying to just make sure that you're presenting it still in a way that's like going to make sense. So I like to go back through and just read through the entirety of it. I do like a little bit of like a vocal warm up sometimes, like
Little
just
lip trills or something?
like little lip trills. I like to have like a comfort beverage on deck, even though I'll probably not touch it if I'm reading.
I always have a coffee. I mean, that's why I toss things off to you sometimes. I'm just like, I want to sip. So I'm
Have a
like,
little coffee.
I'm like, how do you feel about that? I've said nothing. And I'm like, how do you feel, Stu? And I'm like,
Coffee. Yeah. But you need to hydrate or dehydrate with coffee. But
no, that's true. Yeah, being
keep your brain going.
dehydrated will ruin you too with
Mhm.
that's tough. I think I do similar things. I don't read through the whole thing, but I definitely go into it. I like it to be very fresh, the research to be very fresh because
Mhm.
I remember things easier that way where I'm like, it's top of mind because there are so many times I lose my place when I'm reading.
Yeah.
And I have to figure out if it's a moment where I can push through with like the details I have top of mind, or if I have to bow out and be like, well, let's pause there. And what do you think? And then I can like retrace my
Mhm.
spot.
Mhm.
So it's a bit of an art to do it on camera because there is no starting and stopping most of the time. Like we just go for an hour or 90
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
It's a 90-minute monologue we do.
Yeah. That's the truth. And I think about that sometimes. I'm like, it's actually kind of crazy that we don't like that we are able to get through pretty much most of our cases without stumbling a ton. Like I feel like I don't know. I imagine a lot of people, this is not to like toot our own horns, but I imagine a lot of podcasts have pretty robust, like editing teams that can take out all the ums and the uhs and they can put together,
Yeah.
and we just kind of power through it.
That's what Ashley was telling me. She was like, yeah, she's like, we have to edit out all the time because like we get caught up or like we lose our train of thought or like we say ums. And I was like, how long does editing take you? And she's like, somewhere between like 3 to 5 hours. And I was like, per episode? That it literally floored me. And she was like, yeah, she's like, but I've gotten like speedier now. And I was like, that's speedier? 3 to 5 hours is speedier?
Yeah, imagine because at that point you're like, okay, your editing is taking longer than the actual episode.
It's counterintuitive. And I'm
Yeah.
like, and also, is it even serving like as much as you want it to? I'm like, are people really going to like lose their mind if they hear somebody go, hold on, where was I? Because that's just like conversation. Like sometimes you lose your train of thought.
I had to laugh. I saw on Riverside, which is our, I know we've mentioned it, but our podcast.
I was going to mention this too. I saw that too.
Our year wrapped, and it's like your most said word, and it's just me, creepers, going oh.
I was like, that's how we have actual confirmation they hate us. They absolutely hate it. They were like, here's your wrapped of like your best buzzwords. And I think our top one overall was abduction. We were like, abduction. Well, there was an abduction.
Yeah,
abduction.
It's
we should
so
post
funny.
that, honestly.
We should. It's so funny. But I literally just sat there because I was so late when I watched it, and I was like, oh, let me just see this, and I was like, and it's just literally the abduction one made me laugh so hard, and then it was like your other top 3, and it was like I was like,
it's such I can't even tell if it's like an unintentional read. I'm like, did they do that on purpose to like make fun of us?
Oh my God. Okay.
Let's see if we got a few more in us.
Yeah. Okay.
God, I want to get to so many. I'm trying to find ones of people I haven't read.
I know. Oh, I have a interesting one. Megan McDonald, she said, do your families have any untraditional or strange holiday traditions?
Specifically for Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I wouldn't say the chestnuts are untraditional, but now maybe I'm learning that that's kind of like a rare thing that only our family does. My dad, it's because my grandma's house has a chestnut tree. That's the only reason.
So cool.
He goes to the driveway and picks them up off the ground. So know that we're gobbling off the pavement.
That's so cool. I think it's also like such an old school Christmas tradition that like people just don't do it anymore. Cause like chestnuts roasting on an open fire, like song's been around forever.
have you seen what they come in? So like they're encased in something. It's such a bitch to get them open. I swear to God, like evolution did not want us to eat these things because
That's why they invented the nutcracker.
but so there's the shell of the chestnut, which is hard enough to like get open once you get to the chestnut. But outside of it is like a coating of basically what looks like a porcupine, like a spiked shell. It's like a spiked shell that wraps around the entire thing, which you have to like put on special gloves to like slit open and peel the chestnut out. It is such a bitch.
Oh my God.
To get to a chestnut.
Well, maybe that's why it became such a thing back in the day. Is it was like, well, we can kill 3 hours sitting around.
Too much time on their hands.
Chestnuts.
Like it's a delicacy, but I think maybe that is like the rarest one we do. Do you have one?
Yeah. I'm trying to think a weird. This is, I guess, I feel like there's a lot of neighborhoods that do this, but specific to the neighborhood I grew up in, they will do luminaries on Christmas Eve. Where
Luminaries.
you go.
Oh, would you like release something to the sky?
No, that would have been much cooler. This was kind of janky. It was like everybody in the neighborhood gets either paper bags or empty milk cartons, and you cut off the top or you open the paper bag and you put candles, lit candles inside. And so like down the entire road of the neighborhood, everybody had little lights outside, which was really cool.
Oh my God. Any fire hazards or is it mostly safe?
I mean,
do you cut like a hole in the top? You have to cut a hole in the top.
And you cut a hole in the top, but like people, I remember growing up, it was like legitimate, like little tiny candles in paper bags, like in grass. I'm like, wow, we were literally just like going.
I got a lot of faith that those lawns are watered.
yeah.
That is a very unique tradition. I've never even heard of that.
And always on Christmas Eve, I guess, like it was like supposed to represent like the Star of Bethlehem or something. I'm not quite sure.
The Star of Bethlehem. Were you tasked with doing snow removal for like your driveway growing up? Like what was the snow situation when there was snow?
There was no snow, but
there was no snow. Okay.
I'm like, there was no snow, but I don't remember ever shoveling snow.
Count your days lucky.
I know. The Northeasterners are like, screw you.
Bane of my existence growing up, like waking up on like a Saturday morning and having the immediate task to be like, everybody's got to get gloves on and boots on, their snow pants. We got to go out and like it's 3 feet of snow, just literally breaking your back as a child, like plowing out your own driveway. And then you got to do the sidewalk too. And then you got to brush off the car. You got to clean the gutter because like there has to be somewhere once it melts for it to drain because then it'll freeze. It's a whole...
Deep breaths.
My Northeastern creepers, they'll understand.
I know they will. I remember
my grandma came out trying to help one day because like it's tough with like the older people in your family because they can't do the snow removal. So like we got to go to their place and shovel out their little walkway and whatnot. My grandma came out, like my Mimi, to come help with the car. Fully slipped, caused a bigger problem.
Oh no.
She was fine, but like really did like slip backwards and eat shit. And I was like, Mimi, like the whole reason we're here is so that you don't have to do this. And I know you feel guilty and that's why you're trying to help. But now we have to clean your car and we have to get you to like an urgent care.
Yeah. Now your vertebrae might be snapped.
Yeah,
oh my God.
You probably slipped a disc.
Yeah. Okay. What do we have time for? Maybe 2 more?
Let's do a couple more and see if we can get to like just a few. I
know I just asked one, but I have another one.
What is that? Tell me.
What's your least favorite Christmas movie? Like somebody puts it on, you're like, turn it off. Oh, and this is from Shannetti, or maybe it's Shanned E.
Shannedy.
Shannedy.
Least favorite Christmas movie. That's kind of a tough one because even the bad ones are still kind of like redeemable in a weird way. I'm trying to think of one that I really don't care for. Oh, you know that movie? Remember that movie 4 Christmases, I think, with like Vince Vaughn, I think Reese Witherspoon.
Yes.
I just remember like not disliking it, but I just remember every time I tried to watch it, I was like, I really don't give a shit about this movie.
I feel you on that. I don't really love that movie either. I also, and this is going to be controversial, I don't really like Christmas with the Cranks.
I get that one. Like I get like why people don't like it. However, there is one of the most historically funny Christmas scenes in there with the goddamn ham.
Remind me.
It's like Jamie Lee Curtis and she's trying to get like her daughter's coming home for Christmas. So she's like, I've got to get her favorite like hickory ham. And she's fighting with a woman over the ham.
Yes.
I think. And then at some point she like drops the ham or something, or it goes rolling out into the parking lot. And then somebody runs over it with their car, and she's like full scream queen, like, no, no.
Yes, I
Pretty
do
great.
remember that. I remember that. Yes. But there's something about that movie. I'm always like, oh, can we not? Can we turn that off? I think it just makes me feel bad or something. I don't know.
Is Danny DeVito in that movie? Did I make that up? Or no, he's in Deck the
No.
Halls.
Yes.
Who's the name? Is it Dan
Aykroyd.
Aykroyd? Yeah.
Yes,
He's the
yeah.
neighbor. Because they're like mad at the Cranks for not doing it up this year for Christmas. Which is like, by the way, HOA hell.
Yeah, right. I think that's the part of it that bothers me. Wait, one other thing I will say though, this is just on my mind. Just Friends is such a good underrated Christmas movie.
I've never heard of that. Just Friends?
Just Friends. It is a Ryan Reynolds movie, which I'm normally not a big fan of his. Ryan, I'm like, you also kind of look like him right now in the movie.
I do?
A little bit. Yeah, he's like curly hair. But
I feel like this guy skis, whoever this is. He like loves skiing.
100%.
We hitting the slopes, gonna do a black diamond, double black.
Oh yeah, he's a ski bum for sure. But Just Friends is like Ryan Reynolds, I think Amy Smart, if you remember that actress. She's like not in much anymore. And then Anna Faris, but like the premise is that he was he grew up with Amy Smart, and then he used to be really like chubby as a kid, and then he comes home for Christmas one year,
and he's hot,
and now he's like a hot like corporate guy, and they see each other.
Every Hallmark movie ever set up, by the way.
I know, and they see each other at this like dive bar, and he's like, I forget her name, but he's like Jamie, and she's like, Ed or whatever, and then it like all goes into this whole, he's a huge like record producer. And so Anna Faris comes with him back to his hometown because she's like a pop star.
That's funny.
She had nowhere to go for Christmas. So he's like, come back with me to my hometown. And then Anna Faris starts falling in love with him. And he's like, no, like, I don't like you. Like, I don't want to be with you. She's like, why not? Like, why? It's very
I love
funny.
her so much.
So do I. She's so good.
She really is. She's so good in everything she does. I'm gonna have to check that movie out because I do want to watch more Christmas movies, but I'm in such a Housewives kick right now. I can't really do much of anything but that.
I know. Go watch Housewives Christmas episodes. Those are always fun.
Or are they sad?
They're also sad. The Jersey ones are good.
See if there's any one person we haven't got to, so I can ask one more question. Well, this is from R. Cornelius 3. Did we ask any questions from R. Cornelius 3?
I don't remember that.
I don't think so. They ask, what is more terrifying, a haunted house or an unavoidable holiday guest?
Oh, God.
Like somebody at the Christmas party, a family member that you're like, I don't want to see you.
Like the first Scary Story we did. Probably a person for me. I'm like, at least in a haunted house, I'm like, well, I just have to wait till the spirit comes, but it'll probably leave me alone. It's just pissed off I'm here. When you're in my house, I'm pissed off you're there, and I don't want you there.
When I was a kid, my parents had a Christmas party, and people got so drunk at it. Some guy, I think his name was Bill, tripped and knocked our entire Christmas tree over on Christmas Eve. Like bulbs shattered, lights go out. I'll never forget it. He was so drunk. He literally fell on top of the Christmas tree like a movie.
Oh my God.
I'll never forget it. Same party, incredible. I believe same party where I got stuck in the hamper.
Oh my God.
A cursed evening.
That story kills me every time.
I recently told my dad about it. He like barely remembered. He was like, in a hamper? And I was like, yes. You cut me out of a hamper with a knife, with a kitchen knife.
And that's called parental gaslighting. They're like, that never happened.
He didn't say it never happened. He was just like, oh, yeah. He's like, I feel like that. Maybe I can remember that upstairs. And I was like, yeah.
I was there for 3 hours.
Unavoidable Christmas guest. Have you ever been to like a peer, like not like a family Christmas party, but like a peer friend Christmas party? And there's like, I don't know, a weird vibe or like somebody there. Something like strange that like throws the whole thing off kilter.
Oh yeah. I remember actually I went to a Christmas party in New York. It was so strange. They had rented, I mean, it was cool, but they had rented a trolley that like took this whole group down to this person's house. And this person was...
You were on the trolley?
I was on the trolley. And
okay, Judy, sure.
I was like, clang, clang, clang.
Clang went the trolley.
That's a great Christmas movie. Meet Me in St. Louis. But I went with a friend of mine, and he was a master's student at NYU. What's their college of music, their grad school. Starts with like an M or something. But he was a grad student studying vocal performance. So it was like I was hitching on his wagon or trolley, going with all these people. We take the trolley, we get to this girl's apartment. She was like born and raised New York City, lived in a humongous apartment in like Tribeca.
Whoa. Okay.
That apparently her family paid for. It was like, and she was just one of the most insufferable people I have ever had to spend time around.
God.
But I was like, I better be nice because I'm in her nice ass place at her party, hitching a ride with my friend.
Why was she so insufferable? What was it about her that like was just so hard to be around?
She was, I remember she was in like all pink I think this was a Christmas party, if I'm remembering correctly, like all pink, like just decked out and just like extremely hyper and just like, like just one of those personalities. It's just like, hi, like the second you come in the door.
It's Tinsley.
It's kind of Tinsley. And I'm like, I need like 3 to 5 business days to like get used to your energy. And she kept talking to me. And I was like, none of this is exciting for me anymore.
That sucks too, because she's the hostess as well. So you're like, ooh.
So I need to be on my best behavior.
You're like, do I leave? Like what? I don't know what to do with this. I had the opposite problem last year at a Christmas party. Not the one I hosted, one I went to, where like there were a group of people who just didn't want to participate with like mingling with the room, which I guess in theory you're like could be fine, but it was just it was so glaring that like everybody was up and like chatting and having fun and getting to know each other, because like a lot of different people from like different friend groups came, and then there was this one group of like a guy and 2 girls who just sat off on the couch and didn't want to participate with anybody. So I walked over because I'd had a few too many drinks.
Uh-huh.
Too many drinks. No, it's drinking. It's true. And I just, for whatever reason, sat down and I was like, what's up? But in a very like confrontational way, where I was like, do you want to talk to anybody? Like maybe a little too like in the face. Because I was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you just wanted to sit around, I'm like, go out to a cafe or something. I was like,
get it together.
I was like, you're either having trouble, like, I don't know, finding a bridge in. I'm like, so how about you come with me? I was like, and like, you can chat with my group or something, or you guys are just being dicks.
Yeah. I don't like that energy.
So which is it, Miss Girl?
And because that energy can suck the entire vibe out of a party if it's not big enough.
You couldn't ignore it. Like the place wasn't big enough for you to be like, oh, they're just off having their own private conversation, because they were all just scrolling on their phones. And I was like, y'all suck.
Why are you here?
Yeah, I was like, y'all suck dick.
Yeah.
Big ones too.
Big rainbow tentacle dick.
Yeah. And then I made the mistake of like asking what they do. And then I was like, I'm out. I don't care.
Oh God. They were like, well, I'm actually in private equity. And you're like, okay.
Literally. She was like, well, I just started a finance firm. And I was like, Hannah, needs me in the kitchen.
Shut the thing down.
Needs me in the kitchen.
Shut my laptop.
It was a dip party. You ever been to one of those?
Oh my God.
Everybody brings a different dip and a different like cracker or cookie or chip.
Did you like it or did you hate it? I feel like I would like that.
I loved it. The problem was I was stressing out because I felt like people weren't eating enough dip.
And so you were just like,
because there were so many bowls of like filled to the brim with dip.
Yeah.
And I was like, guys, all this dip is going to go to waste. Like 15 bowls of dip.
Oh my God. And then it just becomes a slop mess for the person that has to clean it up.
That was the thing. The table was starting to look real messy. And I was like,
you're like,
and maybe that's a good place to end it.
Oh my God. That was so fun. Holy crap. I look forward to our Christmas special.
I know.
Quite literally, like sometimes, I shouldn't say this, but like sometimes even more than our Halloween episodes sometimes. Like there's something.
It's very lovely.
Yeah. There's something at the Christmas special that I'm like, year in review, like reflecting, like us just being, looking back at like another year of CreepTime. I'm like, oh my God, it's so wild. So fun.
Is there any like final message we can send to the creepers just for the holiday season, or any well wishes just as we say goodbye to 2025?
God, I guess I would say I wanted to say something in Meredith Marks' voice, and I was like, don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, I thought you were going to do Harry. I thought you were going to be like, lock your doors.
Lock your doors.
You can't trust people in this neighborhood.
God, what does he always say? He's like, I'm going to get you, kid. Or something like that. I feel like we just leave it there. I feel like that's where we leave it. No, I hope the creepers have the best end to 2025. I hope you have an amazing holiday. And I really do feel like 2026 is going to be, it is going to be a great year. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it for all the creepers. I'm not going to say, I have a feeling it is going to be a great year.
Etch it in stone.
Manifesting.
Manifest destiny. Okay. Creepers,
Okay.
we love you guys so much. And
Yes.
it's been such a great year. And I look forward to this too, because it does feel like the last hurrah of getting to like say and acknowledge all the things we did this year. We did a lot in 2025. We went on tour. We toured the West Coast. We took a hiatus and came back with some crazy episodes. We grew our premium subscribers, all the premiums that have been listening throughout the season.
There's so many new ones.
It's so exciting, and I can't wait for what's going to come in 2026. And I'm just so excited to see like what the creepers are going to suggest and like what they're going to build the show into.
Yes. I echo everything you said, baby.
And from the sticky or wet bandits, whatever we are to you, from our family to yours, we wish you guys a happy holidays.
Yes.
We can't wait to see you on the next episode of Creep Time. But for now, the sticky bandits / wet bandits get to say goodbye.
And good luck.
And good luck.
Good luck. Bye,
Bye,
creepers.
creepers.